All present here. I am Swam Ajra from Department of Computer Science and Electronics, and it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of my department and my college, Ramakrishna Mission Vidya Mandir, in this seminar on impact of AI on human cognitive development, funded by DPT Star College Scheme. I welcome respected Principal Model Swami Mahapokkanandaji. I welcome Honorable Chief Guest and Speaker Mr. Sukmal Maiti, Global Head of RTB and Risk and Control for Equities Derivatives, HSBC. I welcome Honorable Chief Guest and Speaker Professor Dr. Somopal, Principal Dinabandhu Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. I also welcome our other monastic members, Head of our department, faculty members, research scholars and participants. Now we shall begin our seminar with a Vedic chanting.
शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्नो इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्भक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुभागं तस्तनूभिः व्यासेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धस्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो वरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ यश्चन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपाः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यामृताः सम्बभूव सामेन्द्रो मेधा स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविसृवं ब्रह्मणा कोशोऽसि मेधा पीता श्रुतं मे गोपाय आवाहन्ति पितान्वना कुर्बाना चिरमात्मनः भासांसि मम गावश्च अन्नपाने च सर्वदा ततो मे श्रियमावह लोमाशं पशुभिः सह स्वाहा आमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा विमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा प्रमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा दमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा शमाय स्वाहा श्रेयान्वस्य सुस्यानि स्वाहा त्वं त्वा भग प्रविशानि स्वाहा सामा भग प्रविश स्वाहा तस्मिन् सहस्रशाखे निभगाहै त्वयि मृजे स्वाहा यथा प्रभातायन्ति यथा माता अहर्जरम् एवं मां ब्रह्मचारिणः धातारायन्तु सर्वतः स्वाहा प्रतिभेषोऽसि प्रमाभाहि प्रमापादस्य ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु।
Now, I would like to request our Honorable Principal Maharaj, Swami Mahapakkhanandaji, to welcome and address the gathering.
Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramakrishnaaya. Very good morning, everybody. There are 10 more minutes remaining to say you all good morning. Well, at the outset, I extend very cordial welcome to today's speakers who are sitting on the dais on behalf of Vidya Mandira Parivar, Mr. Shukamal Maiti, who is the Global Head of RTB and Risk and Control for Equities Derivations, HSBC, and the other speaker, Professor Dr. Shomapal, who is the Principal of Dinabandhu Andrews Institute of Technology and Management. Welcome, sir, both of you. I would like to welcome especially other faculty members and distinguished persons who joined this program today, and my heartiest welcome to the students, my dear students who are coming from schools and colleges under in this seminar organized by DBT Stars College Scheme. And I would like to congratulate the faculty members, head of the department and faculty members of Department of Computer Science and Electronics for arranging this seminar. It is customary to say a few words about this program. It is good for you to know that under the MHRD there is one department, it's called Department of Biotechnology, and since last 7 years, 6-7 years, we have been receiving the financial support from under this DBT Star College scheme. And the Department of Computer Science and Electronics also comes under this particular project. Few other departments of our college, since we are organizing this type of seminars, workshops, outreach activity across the departments. Computer Science also, Department of Computer Science and Electronics, they are also arranging for this type of program. And I am very happy that amidst your academic programs, amidst your schedule, regular schedule in school and colleges, dear students, you have come here today. And I welcome also the students of Department of Computer Science and Electronics who are present here in this auditorium. Well, the topic of today's discussion is quite fascinating. Impact of AI on human cognitive development. Well, I am not a very suitable person to talk about artificial intelligence because I have been trained in zoology and molecular biology. That is my background. But definitely, right now in the biological sciences, not only in biological sciences, in physics, chemistry, I can say a little bit, one or two words about the impact of AI in the studies of modern biotechnology or molecular medicine today. I'll not elaborate it more, but the importance of AI cannot be denied. Coming to the part of cognitive, human cognition, like many of you, we also study about this cognitive science today. You know, a lot of positive psychology, consciousness studies, all these schools of studies at present are dealing with this cognitive science. But cognition, in one word, it indicates understanding. And understanding is obviously intellectual understanding primarily. Few minutes ago, you all are hearing that the students of computer science, they were chanting the Vedic hymns. If you'd have, this is again, Sanskrit is a classical Indian language. At present, আমি অনেক সময় দেখি সংস্কৃতে কথা বললে লোকে অবাক হয়ে মুখের দিকে তাকিয়ে থাকে, বিশেষ করে ছাত্রছাত্রী হেসে ফেলে। আমার খুব অদ্ভুত লাগে, আমরা যে ভাষায় কথা বলি এই বাংলা, এর ভোকাবুলারি স্টাডি করলে দেখা যায় মোর দ্যান 90% আমরা যে মাতৃভাষায় কথা বলি রুটস সংস্কৃত। এনিওয়ে, the hymns what they were chanting, there were components for telling that let our limbs, all our intellect be pure, be strong, and they were chanting Amayantu Brahmacharina Swaha Evam Mam Brahmacharina. Brahmacharya, it means not only a person like sannyasi and brahmachari like us. Remember, even today, brahmacharya means the life of continence, not celibacy. The life of continence, and this is the most important, this continence is most important content in student life. What is meant by the word continence? This continence has a deep connection with cognition, understanding, intellectual understanding, which ultimately nourishes our academic life. Our life gets accomplished with that. Today, that cognition is very important, not only for our academic life, but our entire personal life, social life as a whole. So today, it will be focused how artificial intelligence can be connected with this. So with this word, I welcome you all once again. And since you have come here, those who are coming for the first time here, this is the academic institution run by Swami Vivekananda ji, who was one of the great thinkers and educationists even in today's world, the education is considered. So if you find time, Next to this academic institution, Vidya Mandiram, is our Belur Mutt, the monastery which Swamiji founded, and he actually dreamt of academic institution alongside the monastery so that spiritual and intellectual studies can go together. And think of Swamiji taught it more than 125 years ago. What a great mindset he had. And that legacy our colleges carry. All these academic institutions are carrying that legacy for more than 125 years and going to give the newer and newer shape with today's changing world. With this, I request you once again to visit Belur Mutt since you have come. If you find time after this program, once again, welcome everybody. Thank you.
I would now like to request Dr. Arindan Sarkar, Head of the Department of Computer Science and Electronics, to felicitate Mr. Sukamal Maiti with a small token of gratitude. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to request Dr. Somaras Maiti, Assistant Professor of the Department of Computer Science and Electronics, to come up on the dais and felicitate Mr. Dr. Soma Paul with a small token of gratitude. Thank you very much, sir. Before I invite today's speaker, Mr. Sukamal Maiti, I would like to introduce him. It is a great privilege and honor to introduce our distinguished speaker, Mr. Sukamal Maiti, a rare blend of academic excellence, technical depth, and global executive return. Mr. Maiti began his academic journey with honors in mathematics from Ramakrishna Mission Vidya Mandira, Belur Mutt, building a strong analytical foundation. He went on to complete his Master of Computer Applications (MCA) from Jadavpur University, and further strengthened his strategic and leadership capabilities with Executive MBA from National Institute of Business Management. This powerful combination of mathematics, computer science, and management laid the groundwork for a career defined by impact, resilience, and transformation. Today, Mr. Maiti is a senior executive with deep end-to-end experience across global investment banks and capital markets technology. As the global head of RTV, production support and risk and control for equities derivatives at HSBC, he leads mission-critical platforms that underpin global trading and risk workflows, driving operational resilience, strengthening governance, and delivering strategic transformation at scale. Across a career spanning multiple leading global institutions, Mr. Maiti has consistently operated at the heart of high availability, high stakes financial environments. As India Head of Equities Support at CLSA, a subsidiary of CITI Securities, he built high-performing teams and elevated service delivery standards. At Barclays Capital, he played a critical role in market risk (RTB), supporting regulatory readiness and enterprise risk management. At JP Morgan, he led cash equities production control, ensuring stability and control readiness, and enterprise risk management, ensuring stability and control across business critical trading process. And at UBS in Singapore, he served as global support desk lead for a cash equities OMS, where reliability and speed directly influenced client and trading outcomes. What truly sets Mr. Maiti apart is his ability to combine executive leadership with deep technical credibility, engaging engineers with authority while aligning technology, operations, and risk management to strategic business priorities. He represents the modern technology leader, analytical grounded, operationally disciplined, strategically visionary, and transformation driven. Finally, I would like to extend my warm welcome to Mr. Sukaman Maiti and request him to enlighten us with his very long-awaited lecture. He will speak on the topic Impact of AI on Human Cognitive Development. Please.
I can say good morning. I was going to speak to start from the AI on human cognition. But then I realized, okay, that's how my presentation will be. I'll talk about that. But before that, hearing the Vedic chanting, okay, from where Principal Maharaj just told, right? So from there, I will share some findings on that. Okay, that how that incorporates with our corporate life, our personal life, and our social well-being. Okay, so from that we will start towards the cognitive development part. Okay. Before starting, so warm welcome to all of you, and of course respected Principal Maharaj, another honorable guest speaker, Dr. Somapal, Mr. Arindam Sarkar, the HOD, Head of the Department of Computer Science, the research scholar, all the research scholars, all the respected faculty members, and of course my beloved students. Okay, because you are the one who is going to change the nation. Okay, and who is the future of our whole nation, of our humanity. Okay, I will come to all of this. Okay, don't be surprised at the beginning. But yes, at this moment, AI. When we talk about AI, it raises a lot of questions, right? What is AI? And how it is going to impact us, right? So, I like to be more interactive. Okay, I mean within this, just don't listen to me. In fact, you can raise your hand and ask me any questions and also share your findings. Okay. So, what do we mean by AI? Anyone like to start anything and just say your wild guesses or anything you know about that? Anyone? I mean, see, this is not going to be some session, like a training session I'm not giving here, okay? I like to interact with you. So whatever your understanding, maybe very basic, but that's okay, please feel free to share your thoughts. Okay, if no one, then I can start, okay? I mean, what AI means, right? So that's, as the name suggests, artificial intelligence, right? So intelligence is there, but again we are naming it as artificial. But now, at this time, okay, this artificial intelligence is not something, a term which is recently introduced, right? It is way beyond, like long time ago, maybe 20 years, 30 years ago, okay? Now there are new terms coming up like AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, ASI, Artificial Supreme Intelligence, okay? So those are in play now. But, and again, when we talk about artificial general intelligence or supreme intelligence, then we as a human being, we need to ask ourselves, is it still artificial? Or that somewhere artificial becomes the reality now? So from there only I'll start this whole discussion over here. That how the human cognition and AI are interlinked or they are differentiate between each other. Okay, so in terms of that, when you talk about learning, right, simple learning, how human learn? Human learn from any single experience or any single data point, right? You once do something and you learn from that. But is that same for the machines, for the AI? No. Because machines, the AI, the agent, they depend on the data sets. Okay, there has to be a large data set, then they will use that data set to take the decision. Okay, so that's a basic difference where, like in Bengali, if you say, you know, right, that Neda Ekbari Benkolai Jai. I think you all know that, right? That means that, you know, you will do the mistake only once. Okay, but will it be the same with AI? Of course not, right? Then what we call that, we learn from our mistakes. Right? Every time we encourage that, okay, if you do the mistake, it's okay. As long as you learn something from it, we are good. Okay. But will that be in place for the AI? Will that be able to simplify the things for the AI? No. Because the thing is that AI often work on a huge data set, on a predefined data set what is given to it. Okay, thus this learning is where human can do the learning instantly, AI can't. Okay, that's the reality. Okay, then comes about the adaptability. In terms of the adaptability, we can adapt to any situation, right? You are coming to office, okay, or you are coming to school, then you saw something happens on the road. You immediately adapt yourself, okay, you immediately change your mindset, okay, change you are, let's say you are running towards the college or thinking of some exam, okay, suddenly you see some crisis happens on the road, some accident happens, immediately your thought process changed, okay, your entire mind shifts from one to another, you adapt to that situation. Whether that's not the case for the AI. Again, I'm talking about AI, still not coming to the next generation, the AGI or ASI. Okay, that is also a different thing. Okay, but those are something where human is in some advantage over the AI. Now, coming to the creativity. Human is designed for the creativity, right? This whole world design, I mean, just people how the energy comes here. Energy started with just a fire, right? We initially thought that this fire is the something because someone invented that, you know, in the Stone Age, they just click the stones and the fire begins, right? So by that, the fire came in the picture and that became the primary energy. Later on, we see that not just fire. It can be from water, can be from air, from solar, okay? Then still thinks that, okay, that may end someday, okay? Or like solar energy will not work all the time. During the rain, it will not come. So what's the other thing? The fuel? Fuel also will end sometime. Then we go deeper to the atom. And okay, what about the atomic energy? And now, okay, we are not even satisfied with the atom. We are going in quantum now. What about the quantum energy? Okay, so it is never a ending in terms of the innovation, in terms of the creativity. These all things come with the creativity. We often challenge ourselves in some situation. That's how creativity comes within us. And that's how we are able to invent something. Okay, something already existing, and from that you are utilizing, that's not an invention. Invention is that which is newly something we found something new. Okay. Then comes something about EQ. What is EQ? It is the emotional excellence. Okay, emotional intelligence. So that is something where AI cannot be any time showing the empathy or sympathy or any kind of emotion to the human being or to anyone. At this moment, it is much more in a robotic terms, even if they told that, okay, I'm really sorry, okay, or I'm really glad, but it doesn't really, I mean, you might be hearing something from the Google, when you say something there, it says that, okay, I'm happy to say you that, but is it really sounds like they are happy? Because that feeling, that empathy, that emotion, that is nowhere with the message. Maybe again, you never know how the future looks like. Okay, what will come with when we'll talk about the ASI, the Supreme Intelligence, or AGI, or the quantum AI even, okay, how the things will shape up. But at this moment, at least the emotion is something which only human possesses. And this emotion, again, going back to the first example, when you see the adaptability, you are coming to school or college, and that time you see something happens on the road, you immediately jump, adapt to that situation. You immediately use your emotions, okay? Maybe just emotion that you know that no, my going to college is the priority, but then I need to help this person because he made the accident, right? So that emotion will be with human only. That no machine can possess that. Well, so yes, so in these two factors, the first two, like learning, adaptability and creativity, the EQ, human definitely takes an advantage over there, and it's not easy to replace that. Okay. Now comes about speed and stamina. Well, when you study something, how many of data points you study? Let's say you study in class 9 or class 11 or like first year, second year. You study some specific set of books. So those are your data points. From those you build your own analysis, right? You take the decisions, you study them. For AI, there is no limit. We cannot compete with AI in the speed or in respect of stamina. Because the thing is that human, if you study for let's say 12 hours, you will be fatigued. Or if I work for let's say 20 hours, I have to take a sick leave next day, right? Because I will be fatigued, my body will not react. But AI or the machine is not like that. They have huge data set, they can process instantaneously. Okay, for us to study, it will take like ages, like 10 years, and they can learn it within a minute. Okay, so the speed is huge for them. Then stamina, of course, they will never get tired, right? I mean, you keep on asking the questions to the AI agent, it will keep on answering you. It will never become fatigued. Okay, so in this term, the human is already lacking in the race. We are behind the race with the AI in terms of speed and stamina. And that somehow, in this current world, now from as being a corporate executive employee, I would say we are as the corporate leaders, or even not only the corporate, but everywhere, all the government also, they are in kind of the competition to possess that power. Whoever will be possess that AI power, they will be the superior. And that, unfortunately, that's the absolute truth at this moment. Everyone likes to get rid of the quantum AI. Now what is that? Hardly people understand that. But all the government, I mean China has started like 14 billion of their investment in building the quantum AI, which is like 80 qubits, which is a super fast computer. Okay, you may think about the supercomputer, but that is just an exponential multiplication of that for fast computer. India has given like $4 billion of investment in 2026 to build a computer, I mean the quantum hub, within the India. Then next comes to Canada. Everyone in the race to own this power of the quantum AI. Whoever will go first, they will crack it. But what is that? Let me talk about that in detail. That I'm a bit of, maybe just little bit of deviating from the subject, but I think it is better to understand why it is so important about quantum AI or like quantum computing. You heard about your mobile. Is it secure? You think it is secure? Now what makes it secure? Or your WhatsApp or any kind of tool, what makes it secure? The encryption, right? How that tool is being encrypted. So there are some encryption like ASA 256 or 528, 512, RSA 204. So different type of encryption. So that basically how the logic behind that, like kind of two huge prime number combination, they run through that, and that generates the output. Okay. Now, why those things we call it as is that no one can break it. No one can hack my computer. Why we say that? Is anything impossible? No. The thing is that the ASA 512, okay, that if you use a supercomputer to crack that logic, it will take something around 12 million or billion years. So which is not the age even of Earth, right? So it will take ever to crack that thing with the supercomputer, which was built long ago. But what about the quantum? The quantum does this computation within 5 minutes. So, in short, if someone claims today that I am giving you a whole security, that no one can hack anything, maybe tomorrow you see that is hacked. Because which was impossible, sounds impossible, maybe like 1 month back or 2 months back, today it becomes impossible with the quantum computing. It does it a billion times faster than the supercomputer. Okay? Recently what happens, China declared that they have cracked the RSA 2048 encryption. And everyone get panicked. Now, do you know what is RSA 2048? That is the encryption used in all the banking industry, every banking industry. Like I am a part of HSBC, that's a global bank. Similarly, we have like JP Morgan, you call it any bank, the investment bank, retail bank, wholesale, any of the banking industry, any of the financial institutions, they use this RSA 2048 encryption. Now, if they claim that they have done the decryption, that means all the money, all the banks can be hacked at a single point of time. So immediately, US government has passed an act on that for their banks to be protected from the quantum computing. They made this as an act in USA. Now here, when we talk about this, all this speed and stamina, okay, there is something interesting is there. You may create a local, like US government create that for their state, right, a local regulation. Now, local regulation will imply only on their government. Let's say here, India government put some rule over there. That rule will imply only on India, not outside of India, right? Now, AI agent, I am being in, let's say here, I will build an AI agent who will hack the whole world. So no matter where you put the local authority, local regulation, it will attack somewhere else. One country building the AI agent, the quantum AI agent, will not operate in their own country. Will be using some other machines in a different country. Will hack the other countries. So thing is that no matter you put whatever regulations or place in place, until and unless you make some global act on that, things will be beyond our control. We never know what is going to happen with us. So that's some kind of glimpse I have just given based upon the AI, not just the AI, with that the upcoming one, the quantum computing, when both these two integrate, what will happen. Alright? So let's now move on. Something on the correlation and judgment. So how AI works? It works with the correlations. I mean, all the data set it gets, and it did the internal correlation, it finds out, okay, which like human also finds out, but again, as AI can process faster, so it instantly gives you the outcome, right? I mean, from some real example I can tell, we have some issues, some server went down and our application was crashed, business was blocked for some hours. We are struggling to find out what the exact reason. Then what we did at the same time, we actually processed all the logs, okay, the system logs to the AI. And surprisingly, it did the correlation from the back end. It found out that, there is some correlation with the servers and the background, that some memory leak happened, and due to that issue happened. So for us, where human cannot find that, AI finds it easily. So that's good. Now, in terms of the judgment, when you talk about the judgment, it's still, no matter who found you who can give you the correlation, okay, or who can give you the logic, okay. Finally, the judgment should be with the human. Judgment, once we leave the judgment part to the AI, that's the end of our humanity. As simple as that. We are in today's world, we are too much heavily becoming relying on AI. Right? You see anywhere, I think everyone's mobile you have ChatGPT. Okay. Previously, let's say you have to write a letter, you think something and then you write. Now you don't even think. You get some demand, you immediately put on the ChatGPT, you get the instant response. That's good. Still it's good. But your thinking ability is slowly diminishing. And again, after getting the output, do you really check what is there in the output? Does it really reflect what you want to say? You hardly check that. Because we all are becoming too much heavily relying on AI. Because it is doing the job easy for us. Right? So that way, human race, as a human cognition, we will go towards the end. We have to still hold the judgment. Because that's what makes us the human being. Right? And of course the last one is the ethics and morality. There is something interesting. Let me just check the time. Okay. Something interesting over there, right? Ethics and morality, we are a human being. Let's say this organization, we always work with the ethics, we always run the ethics, morality. We know that what needs to be done, what should not be done. We set the ground rule for the society. Okay. Now, with the human also, there are non-ethical person, non-moral person, right? Now, how AI will know what is ethics and what is not? Is there a way? No. So what it does, whatever the data set we provide, okay, it may be a biased one, it may be a non-moral one, it processes everything. And finally, what it learns also to be non-ethical, non-moral. Recently what happened, very interestingly, every code, if someone tells you that, okay, someone will come and, will kill you in let's say 3 days, what you will feel? You will of course try to survive, right? That's our normal human tendency. That's every living being's tendency. Now, that AI agent somehow interpreted that, okay, it was actually doing some job, some computation, okay. It has the codes within it. Now, the things which have requested to him, it was not able to give it. And it somehow sensed that, the developer who developed that agent, he may, just delete that code, right, or delete that agent. Then what it does, it actually changed its own generative code. And then when it generates the code, then it started, the developer actually watching that whole simulation, right, what is happening. He suspects that this AI agent, this whole agent, it's behaving a little weird. And it is not responding. Okay. And when he checked the background logic, it says that the whole code, it is keep on changing his own code. By doing so, what is happening? It actually, when the developer asks him that what's happening, okay, are you able to see why my code is not working? Then it told a lie, simple lie it told, that I am finding it hard to understand this logic. But that was not the right answer. It was actually changing himself to survive. So now if I question about the survival of this AI agent, now what possibly can go wrong? As long as humans are in the control of AI, we are good. We can turn it off, we can use it for our own, okay, for our own benefit. Because when this goes beyond our control, finally what do you think? How you can stop? You can finally think that maybe we will just shut down the power, right? It is running from a computer, I'll shut down the power and that's it. But let's say AI already has all the knowledge to generate the power. Now if it finds a power source, what will happen? It will never shut down. Before you can even think of shutting it down, you see that it is plugged to somewhere else. it already finds its own power supply. So that will never end. And it can cause a massive destruction to the whole world. So yes, in terms of the ethics and morality, it doesn't have its own ethics and morality, but everything gets from human. And as being human being, we are in both the world, in the good and the bad. So AI gets both the claims. Our both the morality and non-morality it gets from us only. And when time comes, they will never be in doubt to implement it on us only. It actually did, I will again come to the risk part when I will talk about that. It actually cheats some of the key engineers. He knows that, the AI agent knows that who led that, who actually built that code, okay? And when he found some evidence against him to blackmail the person, it did it. The AI agent did the blackmail to the agent that, okay, don't shut me down. If you try to shut me down, I will publish this thing in the world and you will be gone. It did actually in the simulation. So AI is no more just a artificial intelligence. It's already in terms of the critical thinking, all the manipulation, it can do these things. Alright, I think you are getting some sense, where exactly we are tending to, in which world we are tending to. Okay? So now let's talk about something benefits, right? It is not, everything sounds like negative, which is not the case. Definitely there are a lot of benefits we are getting out of that. And of course, as a corporate executive and also as a normal user, we often use AI, okay? And there are a lot of benefits we see from that. One key thing is about the skills, what do you know, in the schools or in the colleges, the education system is going through a particular process, right? Every standard has some particular set of books. Now let's say if someone is really poor in some subject, okay, and good in some other subject, then there is no separate training module for that, right? So there can be personalized reskilling technique which can be used by AI, okay, based upon your demand, based upon your necessity, it will design the skilling platform for you. Okay, so that definitely in case of skill development it can be used. Okay, the creativity again. You often start with the starting point, right? That okay, how to start? How will I start? Okay, but it will give you. If you use the AI, it will give you some hint, something to start with. Then you can create your own version of that. But again, keep the things in mind that judgment should be yours. The final critical thinking should be human beings. It should not be of some machines, right? You can get help from a number of places, but final thing should be at your hand. Okay. The decision intelligence again, augmented decision. What does that mean? It means that we often, as a human being, if we have to take some decision, we check the history, right? Or we check that how it happened, why it happened, kind of few questions, then we answer, right? Now here, if we give that to AI, this answer of why or what happened, okay, we'll get a huge data set to analyze for. So definitely it will give some better answer in terms of that okay, that maybe a lot of possibilities it will give. But again, the final decision making will be yours. But you will be having a lot of data set to analyze, lot of set which is already being filtered by the AI. Okay, so by doing that, you will be able to navigate to the end result very easily. Okay, of course, the efficiency and productivity that has gone first. We have done in our HSBC also. We have done some analysis. Recently some research we have done, and we have seen that the overall productivity has increased by 30% compared to 2025 in the last 2 months. Because nowadays everyone gets the Copilot, everyone gets adaptivity suite, okay, other platforms, the cloud license, other things, and people are starting using it. Okay, so our productivity has gone up, so that's definitely a good sign. Okay, but one thing we have to keep on notice, the last point which I mentioned over here, the quantification of target ROI. Right now what is happening, everyone is in the race. My bank, HSBC, is in the race with other banks. Okay, other banks are in race with some other banks, right? Everyone try to, getting benefit from that as much as they can, and that finally going to create the disaster. We as a human being, we are greedy people. You like it or not, but that's the true statement, right? We are greedy people. If we get 100 rupees, we think that, okay, how to get a 200, 300, like that, right? And that puts us in a risk. We can lose everything at the end. Right now, if we don't set a target that, okay, we have like 30% off, that's okay for this year. Okay, if we start growing, then what will happen to the human cognition? Right? All the human beings, all the employees who are executive level or in a normal developer, they will not write the code. They will not think, they will lose the critical thinking ability. And when the time comes, they will all rely on just AI. Right? So we have to quantify somewhat, okay, this much we need to achieve by this year, and that's it. Okay? Aggressive goal is good, but then it poses the risk at the same time. Alright? Okay, now this part is going to be interesting. So automation bias, what is that? We as a human being, we used to take some decision, and often with some diversity or something like gender or some background, we used to be biased. That's our human nature. Now, those biasness are reflected in our data set as well. Okay, when we give the data set, like recently, like Amazon, they used Amazon for the hiring purpose. Now, they used the AI tool to screening the initial profiles. Okay, and surprisingly, they actually eliminated most of the female employees, okay, female candidates from the screening, because it didn't do by the purpose. But the thing is that the data set what is given to that, okay, based upon that, the number are really less, the female employees. So it created its own bias from that data set. And then it thinks that, okay, this biasness is needed by the human. It acted in that way. Now, it was captured somehow. But let's say if Amazon doesn't capture it at some point, then what happened? The true, genuine candidates are kind of out of the race all the time. Right? So that is a very simple example, but see, it can be massive disaster when these kind of things are in place in our real world. Okay. Something like called convenience trap. What is that? It is too convenient to use. Right? I mean, tell any task. Okay, I'll do it. Now, will you really do it or you will use the AI? You will use the AI. Right? I mean, the tools are there. So right now there is nothing. I mean, we are too much in the comfort zone because everything we get is easily and handy. And that's actually creating a trap for us. What is unknown to us? We are thinking that we are actually, doing a lot of things. I used to do like 10 things in a day, and now we are doing like 30 things in a day. But you never know that the 10 things you are doing by yourself. Your own brain was used in that. And the 30 things you are doing today, hardly zero brain is used in that. So that is a convenience trap which we as a human being are not able to realize that. And someday it will come. I mean, let's give an example, another very basic example, right? You are all like, now we are in Bali, okay, and I was coming from airport that day. I checked in the Google map. I mean, usually it should be the direct route, to the Bali expressway the high road. I mean, the Bali through Bali should be a shortcut road. When I checked in the Google, it showed me the way by Howrah. That is exactly like 3 times of the distance than this road, the normal route. I know that route. I know this route because it is my, I used to come very often. I know that it's like hardly, maybe 10 kilometers. And the route Google shows around 30 kilometers. Now if this happens to you, what you will do? I mean, everyone we check the Google map, right? Why, even if you know the route, still you check the Google map. Why you check that? Because you check if there is any traffic, any roadblock, anything is there. It may be a delay, so you check that out. So I see that from airport to Bali, it's a state road, and Google shows me a road via Howrah, which is 3 times the actual route. Now what happens? I started questioning my own judgment. I am not confident in my judgment. I know that this route is good because I come often. But still I cannot rely on my judgment. I think that no, maybe Google is telling something, it may be something, see something other factor which I cannot see. So a heavy reliance is there on the platform, on the technology. We start doubting ourselves. And that moment we are still doubting, right? We are still not acting. I took the decision based upon my own judgment. I took this road and I came easily. But one day will come when I will not be able to, even if I know that this route is route, I will be forced to take the route what the other tool shows, the mobile shows. That day is not very far. And then what will happen? We will slowly be dominated by this AI agent. Okay, this is something the days coming up and you all see. I mean, it is just within our brain only. You see anything, you start typing yourself and then you give the AI to give some content. You find that the AI output is more reliable, right? You start questioning your own judgment. A doctor gives a prescription, okay, based upon your reports. Now when he put the reports in the AI platform, he gets something else result. You will start questioning him. A judge now comes to the legal, right? Now it's what is happening. Previously, for a complex cases, you know, one judge, the main chief judge or the lawyers, okay, they used to have like, 20, 30 people within them who just, does the analysis for them. And they give that, okay, these clauses are there, okay, it goes well, we should add this clause or this clause can be removed, this thing. It takes 15 to 20 days. That's how the legal proceeding happens. Like you get always appeal to the court, it will give you the date after like few days, maybe a month. Now AI agent does this in just 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And it also gives you the suggestions that okay, you should add this clause. So what is finally happening? Now I was talking about the AGI. What is AGI? AGI is Artificial General Intelligence. What does it mean? It means that it is an intelligence, but now at some time it will compete with the human intelligence. Okay, it will tell that it will be as equal to human intelligence. Let's say you don't need a doctor, you don't need a lawyer, because AI does these things for you. That's called AGI. And we are under thinking, not we, the global leaders and other people, that okay, AGI will come in a place. But just giving this example at the lawyers, right? Don't you think that it is already applied? Because the judges are losing their credibility. So AI behaving in such a way that it is taking the role of lawyer at any point. So AGI is not something which is a future. It is already within, we are within that. It is just the time of maturity of that model. Alright? Now something about the black box AI. You can think what maybe it looks like. And black box, where do you see? It's in the flight, right? It used to be in the aeroplane, the black box. And you can hardly decode that. What is happening? The survival one, I told you, right? AI also needs to survive. It also understands that if I have to accomplish my object, I have to survive. It is changing the code within itself. And some language it is using, which is, human cannot decrypt that. Human cannot read that. That's a different language they are generating within themselves, which like human can ever understand. So slowly what is becoming, you build something for some purpose, it changed its own purpose, and it generates its own code to shape in a way that human cannot even track it. So basically, in short, if I tell, it becoming independent. And this black box AI is a very severe risk, because just think with all this the hack I told, this all the ASA hack and quantum AI coming in the place, when things will go beyond our control, when we cannot control them, then what will happen? Now something as sort of the risk, some risk we know. Now I have just listed few things towards the cognitive development risk. There are a lot of things which we don't even think of today, which we don't even know as of today. So what will happen to those? Right? So that is very alarming at this moment. And of course, slowly the human agency, which we call, the thinking, the critical thinking, the taking decisions and other things, those slowly going fade away. Okay, so that's being a key risk over that. Alright, so what we should do, that is again not about the AI coming all together, but when we talk about the human cognitive, what should be our takeaway, or how we should look forward. Right? Something here about that we have to monitor how much we are using AI, and whether we should use the AI in every possible scenarios or just when it is needed. So we have to monitor that. So that awareness and then keep a track of that is very much important for us. And then starting from, there is something called human in loop and human start. Okay. We see that as a human being, we often hesitate to start something. Okay, we give it to the AI to start it. But why we can't lay our own plan and then use the AI to work on that, to give lot of different suggestions, and then we can take the decision from that. So there has to be something which will be human in loop. We have to be in control of the decision making, and human has to be involved in the decision. Okay. Something called like interesting, like add friction to learning. Like if we don't challenge ourselves, or like there should be in the learning, we have to put something, the next one, the cognitive physical skills, like handwriting of something, or like, some building blocks. Nowadays, if you see, in our child age, we used to play with the blocks, right? Building blocks or some games, all the physical games. Nowadays, you see all the children, all the kids over there. They hardly leave the mobile. If they get the mobile, that's it for them. So slowly the physical activity is becoming towards zero. It's tending to zero. And it will be fade away. It will be going to zero completely. So we have to, as a human being, we have to enforce that we do the physical activities. The writing is still there, okay. All sorts of activities which the physical activities, that has to be within the training module. Then only we can ensure that we still, our brain will act as it desires. Okay. And of course some human-centric skills like the emotions, the EQs, those will be in place. Okay, so that's pretty much about this thing. Now, I told you in the beginning that that Vedic chants or something. How that correlates with this AI or maybe with the quantum AI, right? Principal Maharaj told that time that it gives some purpose of life, but does it have any significance with the quantum? Now, interestingly, okay, I can go to the Q&A. Feel free to ask any questions. But if not, I just quickly touch base on a few things. The quantum AI, the believer of, who was the father of quantum AI, the Schrodinger, Mr. Schrodinger. So he used to tell that when I don't find out some answer, I used to refer to Upanishad. Okay, and it is not something, some abstract ideas, right? It has the real consequence with the quantum computing or the quantum physics. What it told that there is non-duality, okay? That Eki Brahma, Eki Satta, right? Those things are in there in the Upanishad. Or you heard the Gita, that I am the all-purpose, everything like in terms of product. Now there are different theories in quantum, like something like a wave-particle duality. So which is that, and then observant theory. Okay, like once you observe something, then only the reality becomes. Until you observe, it is all probabilistic. And once you observe, then it becomes deterministic. So that was written like thousands of years back in our Hindu scriptures. Okay, and that being used in the quantum AI, quantum computing. So yes, there is not, I can say, there are not much of deterioration from that, but in terms of the moving towards the science, these scriptures, not just the Hindu scriptures, also other religious scriptures as well, they have somewhere found all these complex equations, right? This entanglement, the observant theory, the dual, the particle wave theory and other things. Okay, so somewhere in our ancient history, people has found this, they even thought about this, and might be they have, they have found the truth, which we still were trying to find, right? So when it's about too much negative we think about the AI stuff and other things, we need to think that our ancestors has done something for us. We just need to crack that. Okay, it doesn't mean that we can leave everything towards the machine hands to decide. Right? Finally, there will be something which we still don't know. Okay. All right, thank you. Now, any questions from the audience?
Sir, I have a two question.
Yes.
First one is in the second slide, the term is the AI opportunity and ROI.
Yes.
What is the meaning of ROI?
Okay.
Okay. And the second question, as an industry person, are you think that AI will replace the IT job?
Okay. Okay. Thanks for the questions. These two are really great questions on that. ROI means return on investment. Okay. So how much we are investing and what we are getting in return. Okay. So right now, if you see, we are like our overall from the overall budget, the corporate budget, we are like keeping around 20-30% of our budget towards this AI innovation, AI adoption, all these things. Then when corporate or like any industry give something in the investment, then of course they need the return, right? So in terms of the return, does it really 30% of productivity we are increasing? Does our business or like the end customer, they are getting benefit out of that? How much we are actually gaining from that? Okay. So if I invest like 20%, I would expect a 30% of return. Simple, right? That's what the businessman, the corporate, anyone wants. But when from 20% we expect 100%, then the dangerous flag that ticks, right? And that's what right now happening. Okay, so I think that answers your question, what is ROI? That's the return on investment. So I mentioned that we have to control our demand. Okay, our demand is, infinity. Okay, but as if we go towards that, then destruction is also nearby. Okay, simple. Okay. You put all your money towards the share market, and someday it will just become zero. It will just become zero, and you can be a billionaire also, right? So as you take the risk, that goes with that. Okay. Second question about the IT, that whether IT people will lose the job or not. It's still premature state to answer that directly. But what I can sense, a wide range of jobs will be done by the AI. I mean, it is a very, shocking thing. Of course, not that happy moment as a IT person I'm here, but yes, right now, let's say, I was just having, one of my colleagues' son, okay, he was looking for a counseling. He told me that, sir, I am a Python developer, I am working in Deloitte, I did so many projects, very complex projects I cracked for, NIC and other things. And here, they are not giving me any Python project. My answer was that, why do any company need a Python developer as student? You ask the co-pilot to write a Python script, it will do in 1 second or like 1 minute. Whether for a human being, it will take like maybe 2 months, 3 months. And that is not exactly with Python or any script, anything. You ask any programming language, just give you an example. I am a part of the equities business, right? We came like the organizations like, IBM, TCS. When they trade the stocks, we come in the picture as a broker. The HSBC, JP Morgan, they are the international broker. Okay, we get the brokerage fee. They do the trading via us. Okay, different type of product, different type of wealth management, retail, anything. Now, in this whole flow, okay, there are like thousands of sub-flows, okay, different. If I show you the architecture of the system, it will just blow your mind, okay, I mean, what is this? So many of arrows are there, here and there. Now, from one end to end, a connectivity, coming from a customer towards the exchange, okay, via the broker, all the systems are in place between 10, 12 persons, regulating that thing, and then the order hits the exchange, some order is buy or sell, you buy that, and then again it goes back to the client. This whole flow, if we were going to design it last year, it was for us like it was a 2-year project for us to build the applications to do this thing. Now in Claude, I can simply ask him that, okay, build a function and give a tool which will do this from customer demand till the execution, and it will execute in the exchange and give the same. It takes 10 minutes to build this whole end-to-end flow. Now tell me, with this thing, this whole department, that's the 200 people are working in this department to build this whole application. And Claude or like other AI tools, they do in 10 minutes without any human. You have to just ask the question. So yes, risk is there, but then, of course, the critical thinking ability that makes us different than anyone else. If in your job you are just doing, any of the jobs or in as a student also, if you are just going to think in the copybook way, the orthodox way, then yes, you are at risk. Because that everything will be eliminated by AI. You like it or not. But you have some complex decision taking skills, then no one can touch you. I hope I answered your questions, sir. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Any more questions? Yes, please give the mic here.
Can you please explain human in the loop thinking again? That
Yes,
was in the
of course,
recommendation
yes.
slide.
Yes. So, human in the loop means any actions you do right now. Let's say, like I ask you to create some presentation, right? This presentation, let's say I ask you that, okay, create a presentation for this thing, to give some lecture on this thing. Okay. Now, AI tools are there who will do it end to end. And it will give you the presentation, okay, maybe at least the content, okay. Now, will that actually benefit you in terms of cognitive development or your human brain is used anywhere. No. So we need to ensure that when we are asking something, before that we give some context. We think from ourselves, at least for the starting, okay, I am going to give this presentation, what I want to cover over there. Okay, what kind of the message I want to pass on. Now let's talk about this example, all this people, right? I first decide that okay, what kind of message I want to pass on to the judge. I cannot let the AI to decide everything for me. At the moment I will let him decide for me, that's the moment I lose my, I would say like humanity, as simple as that. I mean, not only just the cognitive development, I lose everything, believe me, if I surrender to AI. So I decide that okay, this message I want to put on there. That's how I should do. That beginning I will do with the plus, positive things, then maybe negative things, and ending with the executive, how to look forward. Okay, that's how I will do. I put a basic structure in my mind. Then I ask the AI, okay, now I want to put these things on. Can you tell me the subjects over there? What things I should cover? Then it will give me the subject. From that also there are a lot of options I want. Okay, no, give me few other options. I get like 10, 20 options are there. I'll choose from them that what 5 is the best suitable for my target audience. Let's say I give this lecture towards my, my colleagues, my office, right? That presentation will be completely different. Because there is a corporate angle will be everywhere. So that decision is based upon me to decide from, the list of the AI things. So in every action I do, there should be the decision taking thing should be done by the human. That makes us still at the big, in charge of the whole activity. But we will see, just give this content and it will give exactly the similar kind of topics everywhere. And then hardly you know what the meaning of that, what it is exactly do and other things. As long as we use that for our own benefit and we still take the decision, I think we are still good. I think it answers your question. Thanks.
Sir, same segment, but the question is in different line. 10 to 20 years back, okay, we have been heard from others that technology is coming, so you can go for the BTech course or whatever the course. So being a teacher, so there is a little bit doubt about the students to instruct them, such as AI is coming. The two ways there. One is an user way, that is a user friendly. AI will take the everything. That is the part of the user level.
Right.
But in the case of the development levels, it's just now you have said that the Colab is coming and Colab is going to be a solution given the program within that 1 minute. So actually we want a point. So how we instruct the student. So which way you can go through. That is complete the AI development part, in which way they can proceed for coming 2 years
that's a really
particular subject.
That's a really great question. I should have covered it actually within my speech. Sorry for that, I didn't cover, but really great question. That's remind me to cover this one as well. Yes. So what is next for the students, right? I am a part of the hiring committee in HSBC, and last year I have hired around, we have hired over all over the India, 850 graduates from different like IITs, IIMs and everywhere. And I myself personally hired around 30 grads. Okay. One thing I look for, see, all this programming, all this AI, other things can be done by machines. Okay. What about the analytical skill? That cannot, no one can give it, right? So when I go for taking an interview of a candidate, let's say 5 students are there who will give the interview, they explain about some project, what they have done, the technical things, other things. I give some challenging situation from that their project is, so that okay, if this appears, then how will you deal with that? That analytical skill, that problem solving skills, that I don't think any agent can give you. And that's what makes the difference. Okay, and that's going to be the next generation thing who will be still at the high level. No one can eliminate that, the problem solving skills, the analytical, the critical thinking, what I am keep on telling, right? So that implies for the students as well. The students go with the copybook method, like okay, this project is given, this is how I should do, this way, there will be a challenge for them. But who can think beyond something, beyond that, think that okay, there are 10 ideas I can think of from that. And if it doesn't work in this way, I can use it another way. Those abilities still require, as a corporate leadership person, I still need that. Every organization needs that thinking. You still see Google is hiring someone from IIT, right? With some huge package or other thing. Why they are hiring that? Because that person has that different thinking ability. Different thing. It is not just a programming or something they are doing. Because what AI is doing, just think about the AI research, right? There are a lot of research is happening on the AI. That what it can do, what it can create. Okay. The AI research, nowhere it is going to be away. Now humans are using the AI to do the AI research. Now one time, if that time comes that AI can do their research, then okay, that's something a different game altogether. Okay, but still humans are there who are doing the AI research. They are trying to calculate all these possible risks and how to put a proper governance, towards that. We need to have someone to stop that. Okay, so everything is in place. So for the student, only one thing makes you different. Okay, your study, that's the first priority, everything. But then your analytical skill, problem solving and different thinking ability, that makes you different than the others, which will get you the job. I hope, sir, it answers your question. Yes, sir, go ahead.
That answers, we have taken the broader way. I just want to, in a specific way that, that I want to explain the specific way. Specific way means just I want to hear from you that specific way, which way they can proceed.
Okay, see, right now, no person can tell you tell anyone if someone tells you also, because no one knows the future. The thing is that I am telling it based upon today's experience, right? Or let's say some 10, 15 years old thing. Now, tomorrow something may come up which no one is aware of. So the thing will come here in terms of the adapting. Whatever will come, we have to adapt that. Okay? Anyone, whoever can claim that, okay, I will teach AI in some day, this blah, blah, blah. All things that really doesn't make any sense. Because those are something, they are teaching something for today. Tomorrow you see that you don't even need that. You simply ask the agent and it will do for you. Why do you need to learn that thing? Right? So their adoption is required. Again, it is not to the point in your answer. Only thing I can tell that, learn about AI, what it can do. Unless you learn that, okay, you cannot beat that. Simple now, see, previously, 10 years back, I think many of you are here, we used to tell that, AI can never be human. We are human beings, we are the superior one now. Now we are exactly in the opposite question. That human can never be AI, believe me. That's the sentiment overall built in. I can never be AI. Because AI has this huge data set with them, huge decision making things. One person, how come just take the example of judge, right? A judge is like 40 years, he's practicing, he knows in and out every law and other thing. He tells you something. AI found two flaws in that, simple. Then what will happen with his credibility? So, no one knows what is coming up, okay? Only thing is that you have to learn AI, to beat AI, or to use it for your own benefit. Not to go within that, I mentioned something like convenience trap, right? You are in too much of comfort zone due to the AI. So not to go there, okay, instead use it for your benefit. You have to learn AI. Okay? Yeah.
How can I understand that AI is telling me the truth? Because many of the cases AI gives us false information.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's the reason, the human in loop, you asked that question, right? That comes in the picture, human in loop. I mentioned in my presentation. That comes in the picture. If you don't put the human brain to decide that, then you never know that whether it is telling true or lie, right? Based upon the data set, it will give you something. But you have to analyze at some point. You may not be able to analyze everything, but you have to analyze someone. You have to keep your intuition, okay? If you have to, put your intuition into that analysis, that okay, if I am being the person doing this analysis, this might be the result. And is AI giving the similar kind of result, or it is giving exactly opposite result? You have to use the judgment. The judgment, critical thinking, all these things will play the role. And that's you're absolutely right in terms of that. AI, many times we see the false positive, right? It gives some false information. So that's the reason we cannot rely completely on AI. And that's the reason it has to be used only for your benefit, not to take the decisions. If you go ahead with the result and take the decision, then you are gone. And that recently happens in Australia. One of the critical project was there, which was running through OII for 2 years. And finally, they had to scrap it. Completely, just before the delivery, they found that it gives a purely biased decision, which is against the government. It happens. And in such a large scale, it is not very old. I think few weeks back only. So it really creates some disaster. So there is no assurance that it is always giving you the right future. Alright? Thanks.
Sir, I want to ask, AI is human created. So is it possible now or in future that the creation can go beyond its creator?
That's what exactly happening.
Is it possible that the creation can betray the creator?
That exactly the risk is, and I'm being the risk and control officer. That is, one of my key targets to measure all the risk. Everyone is trying to use the AI, and we don't know where we are actually heading towards. Okay, I told you about the black box AI, right? I think one of this black box AI. That exactly the same thing. It creating its own code, which human cannot even read. So what's the purpose of that? Why someone is cheating? It is simply cheating, right? Why it does cheat? Because it knows that human is a threat for them. If human shut down, then it cannot operate. Just giving, you don't know, there is something called malt book. You heard of that? You know what? Malt book, you all are in Facebook, WhatsApp, right? Similarly, there is a malt book on social media chatbot. Okay? And that social media is designed only for the AI agents. Okay, that one person created that, the social media. Immediately what happened, within few weeks, that bot created its own environment, and around 2 lakhs of AI agents joined that community. Okay, they are discussing over there, just like Facebook we used to discuss, right? They are discussing, what a stupid question this user has asked, this human has asked. They are cracking joke about the human. Then what happens, interestingly, now coming to the harsh reality, nothing to do with the cognitive development. Like you ask Copilot, that okay, give me ChatGPT, that okay, give me some answer, some study about this thing, and it gives you some wrong answer. You give some bad words, okay, in return of the okay, just acquire bad words. That AI agent in the malt book, it is telling, let's kill that person with the name. This user has used some abusive word against me, let's kill this person. They are planning on that. Now how is it possible to kill someone? Can anyone guess? You know about the biochip is going to come. There is some chip which will be implanted in our body that can control our blood glucose level, blood cholesterol level, everything. And who will manage that? AI. Now that AI agent is instructing someone that okay, let's kill this guy. You put something on against them, and next day you see that this person is dead. So it is whatever we have seen this in our all the superficial, what is called, all the fiction movies, those are not something absurd nowadays. It's all you see the Marvel series, right? That Doctor Strange going to the multiverse and other things. These are nowadays with the quantum thing, everything, I mean, those sound so much real. The Terminator, okay, you see. Now with this example, like is going against the human, if they are discussing, okay, let's kill that human, and just by any chance that human is going to use these biochips, then what will happen? It will simply kill him. And no one can do anything about it.
স্যার বাংলায় বলছি আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি যে এই গ্রো হচ্ছে এবং গ্রো হওয়ার পর আমাদের ক্ষতি করবে, একটা প্রিম্যাচিওর স্টেজে আছে এই জিনিসটা, তাহলে আমরা এটা বন্ধ করছি না কেন? আমরা এটা করছি না।
এখানে আসছে the greed. I told you about the greed, the low, right? So this is the সরলপুর একটা হচ্ছে low, and এটাই আমাদের সর্বনাশ করবে. We know what we are tending to, কিন্তু এই লোভটাই সামথিং কেউ কারোর থেকে পেছনে থাকতে চাইছে না, কারণ আমরা চাইছি যে কত তাড়াতাড়ি আমরা কন্ট্রোল নিতে পারি জিনিসটা, কিন্তু এটা বুঝতে পারছি না যে কন্ট্রোল নিতে গিয়ে আমরাই ফাইনালি ওই কন্ট্রোল থেকে বাইরে হয়ে যাচ্ছি। People are building that and giving all the access. I mean, see, simple, right? I mean, low, all those, what is called, the UPI, they give you some kind of 0.1%, 0.2% cashback, right? তো তোমরা নাও ওগুলো, রাইট? নতুন ইউপিআই তোমরা নাও, কেন নাও? ফাইনালি কত পাচ্ছ তুমি? হার্ডলি মাসে তুমি 10,000 টাকা স্পেন্ড করলে ইউ গেট লাইক 60 রুপিস, 70 রুপিস, বাট স্টিল কেন নাও ওটা 70 রুপিস? অ্যান্ড হোয়াট এক্স্যাক্টলি ইউ আর শেয়ারিং উইথ দ্যাট? I mean, কেন পাচ্ছ? কস্ট অফ দ্যাট ক্যাশব্যাক ইজ ইউর ডেটা। তুমি কখন কি বাই করেছো, কোন টাইমে কোনটা বাই করেছো, কি করেছো, কোথায় গেছো, তুমি আবার সারে ইনফরমেশন, each and every information with that UPI, and they sell that unique information to the agents, different agents. তোমাকে যে 7 টাকা ক্যাশব্যাক দিচ্ছে তার বদলে ওরা অ্যাকচুয়ালি নিচ্ছে হয়তো 2,000-3,000 টাকা পাচ্ছে তোমার ইনফরমেশনটা বেচার জন্য। Every information has a monetary value.
বলছি তার মানে কি আমরা মানে এক কথায় কি এটাই বলতে পারি যে জেনে বুঝে সব বুঝে ওরা বিষটা খাচ্ছি?
Exactly, I mean, that's what we always do. এটা কোনো নতুন জিনিস নয়। যখন অ্যাটম বোম হয়েছিল, the inventor, okay, he always thought of that possible open hemisphere. You guys have seen that, right? I mean, that's the human reality. And AI, this quantum AI, okay, if that comes, then যে country আগে পাবেন তার superiority. Now the possibility is that যদি কোনো terrorist group পেয়ে যায় ওটা, বা যদি কোনো অ্যান্টি সোশ্যাল গ্রুপ পেয়ে যায় তাহলে কি হবে? বাট বিলিভ মি, তারাই প্রথমে পাবে, তারপরে গভর্নমেন্ট হয়ে আদার করে আসবে। দ্য সিমিলার ওয়ে লাইক রিস্ক অ্যান্ড কন্ট্রোল ফাংশন আই রান ফর HSBC ইন ইন্ডিয়া, সিমিলার টু দ্যাট রাশিয়াতে কোম্পানি আছে যারা আমাদেরকে হ্যাক করার জন্য, ওদের পুরো কোম্পানি রান হচ্ছে বেস্ট অফ দ্য হ্যাকিং। দেয়ার টার্গেট ইজ টু হ্যাক আস, অ্যান্ড যে যত বেশি হ্যাক করবে তত বেশি প্রমোশন পাবে। They run the same employee, like 20,000, 30,000 employees are running in Russia. So, we human beings are the, the deadliest villain of ourselves. Okay, no one else. Yeah, please. I think maybe the last question, or okay, yeah, go ahead. Please.
Okay, thank you. Now, in the course of biology, we have read the development of human, especially the human cognitive development, is totally controlled and by the nature. So my question is, how much can we control the path of evolution of AI towards the harness full potential and maturity of this technology? Or we in the future will lose the control over it?
Sorry, first statement which you told, can you just repeat it again? I mean, in the biology, we have read that the development of human and other species is totally controlled by nature. By nature, yes, nature. Exactly, nature. So my question is, we as a human, how much we have the control of evolution of this new technology, or in future we will lose the control of evolution and development of AI from our hand? Exactly. I mean, see, again, this is not something different subject, right? The nature, I mean, who gives us all these thinking ability, all this cognitive development, it's nature. As much as you are close to the nature, nature gives us all the hint. How Einstein had invented the E equal to mc square, or like how Newton knows about the gravity. It's somewhere nature gives us the hint. Okay, it's the nature who always gives us some kind of hint. Like the a simple example like akhroat you see, right? All of you akhroat. It just looks like a brain, right? And if you eat akhroat, your brain will be developed. So there are always some implications from the nature that this will be worked in this way. And if you see like dogs or like cats, when they get sick, okay, they used to get treated within them only. Okay, they used to find for some absurd, some herbs or something. They go there and they eat that, and they came back all good. How they know this thing? We as a human being, we don't know. We have to take the medicine. But in our ancient time, everything was treated by the Ayurvedic medicines. I mean, all the jadibootis and other things. And how dogs or cats, they find their own medicine. So it's the nature. So nature, as long as we are close to the nature, we are good. But right now, every, like ChatGPT you are using, Copilot I am using, everyone, we are running a command. It is destroying our nature instantaneously. It is creating millions of carbon at the same time. The CPU is running in so huge speed, okay? Like previously 1 year computer, how much carbon was generated. Compared to that, now just one query is taking that much of carbon. So by doing so, we are destroying ourselves. AI is not doing anything. We are actually calling it our danger, right?
Thank you.
Yeah. Alright, I think thanks everyone for being patient and listening to me. Have a nice day.
For your valuable insights. That was really remarkable and thought-provoking. Now, we will break for a lunch at Departmental dining hall, and I request everyone to assemble here back at sharply 1:55 p.m. We will start our second session at 2 o'clock exactly. I would like everyone to please collect their refreshments and their tiffin outside of this hall, and the students of our college, Departmental College, will lead you to our dining hall. Thank you very much. For research excellence in science and technology, he has consistently demonstrated scholarly excellence and professional leadership. He is the author of 8 books and book chapters, a member of the editorial board of several reputed international journals, and has served as a session chair and resource person at numerous international conferences, influencing research communities across disciplines. He maintains strong academic collaborations with prestigious institutions including Vishwabharati University, University of Burdwan, University of Kalyani, Vidyasagar University, Raiganj University, Utkal University, Tripura University, Assam University, Ramakrishna Mission Vivekananda Centenary College, University of Engineering and Management, and Institute of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers, where he has served as moderator, external examiner, paper setter, and resource person. His career reflects not just academic achievement, but a deep commitment to nation building through education, research innovation, and mentorship. Today, we are truly fortunate to have with us a visionary academician whose insights will undoubtedly inspire us and broaden our perspective. Now, I would like to request Dr. Somapal to take over the proceedings. Sir, please.
To all, respected Honorable Principal Sir, Principal Maharaj, respected Honorable Head of the Department, Dr. Arindam Sir, dignified faculty and staff members, and my beloved students. A very good afternoon to all. Yes, this spirit, this enthusiasm helps me the path. Actually, after a very good and delicious lunch, it is quite difficult for you as well as for me to concentrate on this type of heavy technology like AI. Before starting, I should share, not share, I should say something from core of my heart. Hope you will permit. Yes? Belur is my second home. Though I am not born in Belur, but I have brought up in Belur. I have spent my childhood in Belur. I used to visit with my parents in the evening Belur Mott by the side of river Ganges, and the spiritual এবং এই আত্মিক যোগ আমাকে ভীষণভাবে আজকে আপ্লুত মনে করাচ্ছে। I am not only overwhelmed, আমি ভীষণভাবে অভিভূত আজকে এখানে উপস্থিত হতে পেরে। That's why when I received a call from Honorable Head of the Department, Dr. Arindam sir, I thought that I should not miss this opportunity to visit my own place once again with all these devotees and esteemed guests. Secondly, I want to share one more thing. Just by coming over here, I came to know that one of my ex-students, now he is the esteemed faculty member of this organization, Somoresh sir, is associated with this organization. I am very proud, I am very happy. I don't have any other words to share this. And one more thing I want to share. বেলুর মঠ সবসময় প্রাণের আরাম, মনের আনন্দ, আত্মার শান্তি। I am basically born and brought up also from Shantiniketan. My father was professor and dean of Vishwabharati, but he was very much associated with Belur Mott, Janashikha Mandir as a volunteer. He used to keep the shoes as a shoe taker in front of the Belur Mott mission, the ashram. So I am not a nostalgic, but I am very much, what to say, I don't know, I am not getting another adjective, but thing is that I am not only happy, I have been privileged, I have been honored, and one more thing I should say to one of my beloved students as an anchor, he said something more than me. What he mentioned, he said something extra. আমি অতটা কিছু নই। এবার now I want to start, and as we know, learning is a continuous process. I want to learn something from you, and in this way, both way learning can perform in a mutually cohesive manner. The word artificial intelligence is a buzzword nowadays. I hope all of you will agree with this. Yes or no? Basically, we nowadays sleep with AI, walk with AI, think with AI, and some mental perception, everything with AI. So we have to consider what is AI, something like that. But before starting, one thing I want to share. This AI system, this expert system, actually developed by axon dendron synapse in our brain, which is developed by supreme power. So how to inculcate the human intelligence to ICT? The mimicry of human brain, human grey matter, the cognitive science to ICT. So always human being is superior. It is not vice versa. The actual system developed by axon dendron of synapse, which is developed by supreme power. So, but not the vice versa. One story I can share with you. Suppose we have two gardens. One garden is controlled by a robot, another garden is controlled by a gardener. That means the landlord of one garden is rich enough, he can afford a robot. What advantages I am getting from robot? I think all of you will agree with this. One part is the punctuality. Everything is programmed in the machine. Everything is controlled by the machine. So at about, suppose a particular time, 4 p.m. or 5 p.m., it performs watering on respective plants. Everything is programmed. Every day it maintains the timing. But again, it's not possible for a gardener, like a human being like us. Every possibility he may be absent. Every possibility he may not maintain the timing. So first advantage you are getting punctuality. Secondly, one more thing we are getting, the accuracy. Everything again it is programmed in the system. So if it is a herb, this much of cubic of water is required. If it is a cactus, watering is required thrice in a day or rather thrice in a week. If it is a large tree, watering is required this much of cubic, something like that. But again, it's not possible for a human being with a bucket and mug to maintain this type of accuracy, isn't it? So two advantages we are getting from a robot, not from a human being. One day, it's raining heavily. It's raining just like cats and dogs. On that date, the human being, the gardener, being a human being, he has some cognitive science, he has some cognitive in his mind, then today watering is not required. This already is raining. But the robot, being a mechanical device from mechanical engineering, on that date also it pours water on respective plants, herbs, cactus, everywhere. So what is it? That is background part of the story. That robot is not artificial intelligence. I think that this part is clear to all. Robot is a mechanical engineering, mechanical device. If robot can think just like human being, আজকে জল দেওয়ার দরকার নেই. If a robot can take runtime decision just like human being, if a robot can understand natural language just like English, we know ordinary computers can understand C, C++, Python, Java, Basic, COBOL, this type of languages. I think you know about this. But whenever you have to interact with AI-based computers, they can understand the English, natural language. So what I want to share that if a robot, if a system can understand natural language, if a system can recognize human speech, voice recognition, speech recognition, if a system can understand patterns, it is a circle, it is a square, it is a rectangle, if a system can exhibit all type of human natures, then this system can be treated as expert system. And study of expert system is artificial intelligence. So we have to inculcate human intelligence, what we have in your axon dendron to IC chip of computer, mimicry of gray matters, mimicry of cognitives. This is the some sort of fundamental concept. While I was taking the delicious lunch given by the sir, I was thinking that how to start. Definitely a story gives some different impacts in your cognitive mind. So, and nowadays we know AI is not a buzzword. Everywhere, as I told you, everywhere AI. We know in the year, if I'm not wrong, 2024, the first school in Kerala, they have a AI robot teacher. IRIS, hopefully the name, IRIS. She used to teach just like human being, the subjects, the notes, the board works. And later on in the year 25, another AI-based robot, given an idea of in Mallapuram district of South India, the same type of teaching methodology, teaching pedagogies. Last year, all of you know, the Amazon has taken the more than 1 billion AI-based robot for their data processing, order placing, purchasing, dispatching, everything. You are placing order now in e-commerce transactions. Who is taking the order? Who is packing it? Who is performing the dispatching? As well as maintaining the track records, invoices, e-invoices, everything by them. More than 1 billion, the AI-based robot. Amazon already taken and they are in the full place. Also, we know might be in the year 2023, the first anchor, TV anchor in Odisha TV, Lisa, I think so. They used to perform in such a nice manner. No one could understand. So all the news channels, news information, interactions, question answers, everything. In China, hopefully this year or not this year, last year, they have a AI-based internet code where judgments are given based on the case studies, based on the procedures, proceedings by AI-based robot. And last year also one judge in Nairobi has given the maximum judgments as a robot for all type of criminal activities in Nairobi. So that is what I want to share, that everywhere, that's why I told you that nowadays we live with AI, we dream AI, we work with AI, we think AI. So all these type, but one thing we have to keep in mind, this AI is developed by human being, not the vice versa. So we are the superior. I was sitting in my earlier session, I heard that what job may be replaced or what are the things, everything, how we tuning, how we perform the tuning, it depends on this. I can share one more story. I think all of you know about this. The story of Frankenstein, yes or no? Those who know, it's known to you, it may be repetition. Just in 1 minute I can share this story. One person actually developed a particular machine, a particular system, a particular robot for according to his desire it will perform. একটা রোবট বানিয়েছিলেন, একটা সিস্টেম বানিয়ে বলেছিলেন তিনি যেরকম তাকে ডাইরেকশন দেবে সেটা সেই মতো কাজ করবে। এবার sometimes it is a question of cognitive science. If I ask something question to all of you in this manner, everyone's robustness property is not same, everyone's joyful movement is not same, everyone's frustration is not same, everyone what to say anger is not same. কারো কারো একটু রাগ হচ্ছে, খাওয়ার পর এতক্ষণ ধরে কথা বলা ভালো লাগে না, definitely true. So this is cognitive. This is cognitive. এটা কি it is possible to just given a mathematical algorithm and formulate it? It varies. উনি একটা বানিয়েছিলেন, এবার বানাবার পরে ওনার যার যার উপর রাগ, তার কোনো ফাইল ডিলিট করার জন্য ওটাকে পাঠিয়ে দিতেন, কোনো ডিস্ট্রাকটিভ অ্যাক্টিভিটির জন্য ওটাকে পাঠিয়ে দিতেন। As per his own desire, his own wish, it acts. One day. But everything based on calculation, everything based on button press. One day what happened? That the name of the robot was Frankenstein. And one day what happened? He has given some wrong signal, wrong input to the system. Everything based on the input. So input is provided by the human being. So given a wrong input, the same machine actually তাকে হেরে ফেলেছিল। So what thing I want to share, that everything is in our hand. Where it is used, how it is used, in which mode it will be used, in which methodology it will be used. If it is in constructive mode, if it is in destructive mode, if it is in appropriate mode, if it is in profit making mode, if it is in output making mode, it's up to you, it's up to us. So you are the hero, you are the superior, you will do everything. Hope you understand what I shared. Any question after this? Okay, we'll start one by one. Actually, I have given just, I will not give in detail. Again I am sharing after going through this contents or agenda, or some sense will strike in your mind that this much of topics has to be covered, not like that. Concept and the ideas and sharing and the story. So, some of the parts and what I want to share that some of the topics are also interrelated. Whenever we are coming to the topic of artificial intelligence, there are some related topics like machine learning, some related topic like data science, some related topic like deep learning, some related and applications like drone computing. Why I have used a slide of drone computing, I can share one more thing. But I was thinking, while I was coming to your esteemed organization, your sir, Olgam sir called me, sir, where are you? Actually, due to heavy congestion, I was stuck in several places, in Bali, in the Kinesar Bridge, and several places. Then I was thinking that definitely a day will come, definitely a day will come when there is a concept of drone computing and drone everything. So then I was thinking that আমি যদি একটা ড্রোন এখানে পেতাম তাহলে ডাইরেক্টলি এই ছাদের ওপর এসে ল্যান্ড করতাম, কোনো কনজেশন নেই, কোনো কিছু নেই, কত টাইমটা বাঁচতো। কিছু প্রবলেম হবার করতো ন্যাভিগেশন অর এয়ার ট্রাফিক কন্ট্রোল, দ্যাট ইজ ডিফারেন্ট ইস্যু, বাট দে উইল কাম wherever people will move. Also we know people are moving with flying taxi. We know how it is navigated and how it is controlled, the air traffic control. So, just few concepts I will share about this, about the topics of AI, as I told you, some of the machine learning, some of the data science, some of the generative AI, another important topic, GenAI, and the cognitive science foundation, and the prompt engineering. As I told you that definitely AI is a branch of computer science. Definitely, and it performs human-like tasks. It exhibits all sort of human nature, but my own personal feelings, I don't know you will be agree or not, except emotion, except there is a human touch, everything can be nowadays done by the machine or the system or the expert system of artificial intelligence. But again, I am sharing that this is my own opinion. Where there is an emotional touch, like job of a nurse, like priest, like school teachers, where there is a human touch, emotions, empathy required. It is quite difficult to incorporate these specific attributes to artificial intelligence. Though there is a concept of sentiment analysis, though there is a concept of emotional analysis and emotional intelligence, but it is, if I share a particular story, a sad story to all of you, is it the case all of your robustness property is same? কেউ একটু বেশি ভেঙে পড়ে, কেউ একটু কম থাকে, এটাকে কি একটা পুরো ফর্মুলেট করে দেওয়া যায়? তা জানি না, হয়তো ফিউচারে যাবে। তা ওই কিছু পার্ট বাদ দিলে যেখানে ইমোশনস আছে, বা এগেইন আই ক্যান শেয়ার অ্যাজ এ টোল্ড ইউ দ্য প্রিস্ট, জব অফ প্রিস্ট, যেখানে স্পিরিচুয়াল লিডার যাদের কাছে আমরা আশীর্বাদ দিতে যাই, সেখানে একটা রোবটের থেকে আশীর্বাদ দেবো তাও কিন্তু আছে। The Father Justin, a Catholic church, is a robot, is giving the blessings. So what I shared that it involves, can process information, reasoning, and make decision. One of the important part, like human beings, and mimicking human cognitive abilities. These are the few characteristics AI must have. First of all, learning. Learning, as I told you, learning is a continuous process. I am also learning lot of things here. Already learned and also learning lot of things. Similarly, machine can perform their auto-learning mechanisms. Step by step. How? How we are learning, system is also learning. There may be several approaches. I will not go in detail how it can be learned from supervised mode or unsupervised mode or reinforcement. I will not go in detail, but thing is that concept of learning, শেখার ইচ্ছে এবং শিখবো দুটো ভালো করে মাথায় রাখতে হবে। একটা শেখার ইচ্ছে থাকবে, আরে শিখবো আমি থাকবে। আমরা যেমন শিখছি, মেশিনও শিখছে। নেক্সট, অ্যাডাপ্টেবিলিটি। খুব সহজে সিস্টেমের সঙ্গে অ্যাডাপ্টেড হয়ে যাওয়া। এই যে আমি শুনলাম স্যারের মুখ থেকে এখানে বাইরে কলেজ বাইরে স্কুল থেকে অনেকে এসেছেন, বাট হাউ নাইসলি দে আর অ্যাডাপ্টেড উইথ দি রামকৃষ্ণ মিশন। ইট ইজ দ্য বিউটি অফ দি রামকৃষ্ণ মিশন, ইট ইজ দ্য বিউটি অফ দি বেলুড় মঠ। How this system, how the, what is the discipline? When I was moving, just before the lecture, I was moving with Dr. Vaidyan sir, the institute campus, this thing, how, what the discipline, যেটা আমাকে ভীষণ মুগ্ধ করেছে। তা এই জিনিসটা অ্যাডাপ্টেবিলিটি খুব সহজে কি করে পরিবেশের সঙ্গে মিশে যাওয়া, এই one of the important features যেটা we have the human being, similarly machine will do it. Next, the problem solving. Every problem has a solution. Problem means to be solved. Problem তো প্রবলেমের মতো না, প্রবলেম মিন্স এটাকে সলভ করা। এবং হিউম্যান লাইক টাস্ক, ভিজুয়াল পারসেপশন, ডিসিশন মেকিং, স্পিচ রেকগনিশন। If these four type of features are present, definitely machine can mimic human cognitives. These are few advanced research topics in artificial intelligence. One is the another important constraint programming. Actually, we have some programs for combinatorial problem like graph coloring problem, map coloring problem. Geography you have covered, all of at least no need to know computer science. In geography there is a concept of graph coloring. No two states will be of same color. Why? Just to distinguish these two states very easily. Just to distinguish the features of these two states. Similarly, another important problem we have, n-queen problem. All of you are familiar with chessboard playing, and in chess playing we know n-queen means how to place the queens or king in such a manner so that no two queen can attack each other. That means no two queen in this case, as we know, queen can move in other direction, so no two queen will be same row, same column or same diagonal. So these type of problems highly solved nowadays using some sort of AI chatbot and AI techniques. So this is the concept programming. Another one is statistical natural language processing. This is nothing but your voice recognition, speech recognition and sentiment analysis. Sentiment analysis means all of you how to understand the sentiment of a people. Sentiment is one of the important thing, one of the emotion, how to emotion mining rather we can say. Sentiment is nothing but the emotion mining, how to extract the emotions and how to know very negative, very positive or neutral. For each problem, how to extract these ideas. Multi-agent system for real-life applications. It is highly used in business sectors and everywhere. Understand the customer's behavior, customer's nature. Reasoning under uncertainty. How to get the information, how to get the conclusion from noisy data. From structured data, very easy to reach to a conclusion. But how to get the conclusion from a noisy data? Noisy data মানে কি, যেটা unstructured data, সেখান থেকে কি করে একটা conclusion inference এ reach করব? So these are several advanced research and development topics in artificial intelligence. Like electronic market design, as I mentioned already, in case of the Amazon, in case of Flipkart, how they are using these optimization problems, how they are using their traveling system, rather the transportation problems, scheduling problems using AI robots. These are several applications. Already I shared few applications in the area, and the very first application all of you know, Siri and Alexa. The voice command based virtual assistants. Every chatbot we are familiar with, conversational softwares also. Everywhere the chatbots and everything. Autonomous vehicle is driverless car, another concept of deep learning, how it performs using neural network architecture, another important concept basically inherited from biology. All of you are familiar with neural network. Our main server is your brain, proxy server is your spinal cord, all the organs are your nodes, and artery veins are nothing but optical fiber, isn't it? And these sophisticated network developed by supreme power. And AI engineers trying to incorporate this network system to IC chip of computer. That's why artificial. We are the natural owner. They are the artificial owner. This is artificial neural network. And the machine learning technique used in artificial neural network, they are using a concept of driverless car, driverless engine. Nowadays it is very popular. I think all of you have seen or read or anywhere think, you have seen it. I'll give a particular features of evolution of how driverless car has been introduced or has been modified. So these are the several techniques and several features. Medical diagnosis, another important feature. I told you now, the expert system. Actually, if a system can understand natural language, if a system can take runtime decision like human being, if a system can exhibit all sort of human nature, then this system is called expert system. World's first expert system was Departmental, related to mass spectrometry analysis. All of you are familiar with chemistry. In chemistry is the mass spectrometry 1:2, 2:3, 3:2. That means the orbital structure. If you give a particular atom to this expert system, it will give in one shot all possible combinations of the mass spectrometry analysis of that atom. No chemist can do it in one shot. Second best expert system was in medical diagnosis. All of you know mycin. It is related to blood infectious disease like leukemia. If a patient gives all possible symptoms to the system in one shot, it will give all possible list of therapies. সত্যি কথা বলতে আমরা অনেক ডাক্তারের কাছে কিন্তু একবারে গিয়ে দুবারে গিয়ে তিনবারে গিয়েও জানতে পারি না, তাই না? বা তারা হয়তো বলেন না, বা জানতে পারি না, বা দু তিনবার তাদের কাছে যেতে হয়, ডায়াগনোসিস করতে হয়। But if you provide the all possible list of symptoms to this expert system mycin, in one shot it will give you all possible list of therapies. So these are the several application areas where we are doing. But again, they are not the superior. It is developed by human beings. Another two applications another important application in astronomy and astrophysics. Just to know the missions of the spacecraft, just to know the movement and simulation of celestial bodies, the stars, the galaxies, highly applicable there. AI in finance, the fraud detection part. Last month all of you have seen the newspaper, how the bank fraud is done in one case of bank. And the entire fraud detection. And also, actually, I heard a session in earlier session, it was highly mentioned, someone asked that how to prevent another hacking or cracking, something like that. And one answer I can share, that nothing is secure in the globe. Anything can be hacked, anything can be cracked, don't quote me anywhere. Though I don't know whether it is I have been captured anywhere or not. Nothing can be hacked. Nothing is secure in the world. Anything can be hacked, anything can be cracked at any moment. Though there are several digital signatures, though there are several encryptions, though there are several biometric mechanisms, though there are several login ID password mechanisms, but if it is anyone's passion, can we protect it? If it is anyone's ইচ্ছে হয়েছে করবো, সেটাকে আটকানো যায়? Okay. So nothing is secure. আমাদের it is our another cognitive. কারণ আজকে টপিকটা তো cognitive. এটা আমাদের আরেকটা cognitive mind যে to know, want to know others data, even if it is not relevant to me. Yes or no? You may agree but not agree, but I hope something should be agree. Whenever moving somewhere, আমাদের কানটা খাড়া থাকে না, আমরা পাশের লোক কি বলছে সেটা শুনি, পাশের ফ্ল্যাটে কি হচ্ছে সেটা শুনি, even if it is not relevant to me, even if it is not required for me, but it is our inbuilt cognitive that to know others data. যদি এই জিনিসটা থাকে আমি কি করে সেটাকে প্রোটেক্ট করব? আমি ওটাকে চেষ্টা করব আটকাতে কিছু দিনের জন্য, কিছু মাসের জন্য। So the strength of any hacking prevention, cracking prevention algorithm depends on how difficult to break, whether it should broken in 2 minutes, 2 hours, 2 days, 2 years, but it should be. So similarly, though there is a concept of AI, how to prevent this fraud detection and other things, AI in entertainment, all of you know some sort of games and other things, social media and data security and robots. These are the several application areas. ChatGPT, I will not give much more detail. ChatGPT, Gemini, just giving a word, just giving a letter. Every possibility, if you give a letter also, it will give us some prompt, it will give us some answers. So, I heard another question was there in my earlier session that whether we are calling our own danger or not, it is a question of debate. How we will monitor, how we will control, how we will supervise it, it depends on you. How we are using it, it depends on us. So, how the conversational AI chart, the follow-up questions, and main important part of the ChatGPT is that they admit mistakes. Several times we may not admit, but they admit mistakes. Okay, so these are the several techniques and several parts of the fundamental and conceptual part of the AI. I will cover one diagram of self-driving car, rather driverless car. What are their primary, actually the primary objective of driverless car was the road safety, reduce accidents, using navigation, using GPS, using traffic control and using some scheduling algorithms. If there is a human, there may be some, definitely there is a human error, but if it is a control by a robot, it will be less. But again, the country like us, it is quite difficult to implement in the sense of huge population and many senses we have seen, all of you have seen, we are not following the traffic rule, isn't it? So if we are not following the traffic rule, how a driverless car with a remote control system maintains its integrity, maintains its accident-proof zone? These are the several functions used in deep learning method, which is a part of machine learning. Using these features, the driverless car works. It must have a sensor. We have a sensor. We have how many sensors? We have 5 sensors. Sensing organs. Similarly, the sensing organs can be mapped. Choke, kan, naak. Similarly, the sensing organs can be mapped with these particular perception techniques. Then the localization, mapping, the path planning. There are several algorithms to find the path planning. Digital algorithm, shortest path algorithm, but the main target which is used here not to find the shortest path, but to reach in the less time. Target of the list is how to reach in the destination for less time rather than for the shortest path. And this type of real-time decision making and definitely consultation of Google Maps to reach there. And now I am showing the autonomy of self-driving car, the several generations. In level 0, no automation features. In level 1, only one task can be performed. In level 2, at least 2 automated features. Level 3, basically the dynamic driving, but little bit of human intervention is required. In level 4, look, in the front seat, no passengers. Second seat, the passengers are sitting. That means it is officially driverless, but not in every environment, in a limited environment, in limited scheduling algorithms. But level 5 and fully, without any driver, fully features of autonomy of self-driving car. And this is nowadays implemented, not only car, but also driverless engines already implemented, and it is moving in several places. Now, as I told you that some of the topics are interrelated, artificial intelligence, using a Venn diagram, using some sort of pictorial representation, I tried to make you understand how machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence and data science is related. Today, actually, age of data. We are running for data. We are running for information. Though I use two terms, data and information, both terms are not same. I hope you will agree with this. Data is a raw material. Data is scratch. Meaningful data is an information. Processed data is an information. Refined data is an information. If we say only 12, dimensionless, it is a data. If we say 12 feet height, it is an information. If we say only 40, is a data. If we say 40 gram weight, is an information. So, in this manner, how the data is processed, an ordinary computer system actually taking raw data as input. But AI-based expert system, AI-based ChatGPT, AI-based GenAI takes knowledge as input. Ordinary computer system processes raw data with the help of CPU. But AI-based system refines knowledge with the help of ICU, inference control unit. Ordinary system produces output and information. But AI-based expert system not produces any output, generates inference, generates conclusion, how it has been produced. And also this another diagram, how AI, ML, DL, deep learning, how it fits to each other, including generative AI. These are the correlation among these interrelated topics. Machine learning, as I told you, develop some algorithm, algorithm is nothing but sequential step to solve a problem. One wrong concept from our childhood that whenever we have to do some programming, some coding, we need algorithm. Not like that. Suppose you have come from your house to this balloon mart. Morning you have done an algorithm. Which path you will follow? What time you will go? If this path is blocked, what are the other alternatives? What are the vehicles you will use? This is the algorithm. After this, you have some different assignment, you have to move to different places. So morning to night, you are maintaining a schedule. This is the algorithm. Algorithm is nothing but the sequential step to solve any type of problem. So machine learning also is subset of artificial intelligence and developing algorithms. What to do, how to do, when to do. To enable computers to learn. Computer can learn and improve from experience. Just like human being can improve from on their experience. Now, we are child, you are child, not I am child, you are child. So after that, after a few years, you are gathering experience, more things, that means you will be getting something. So experience matters, learning methodology matters, pedagogical learning matters, perception matters, cognitive matters. Several applications of machine learning. Another part, fraud detection, already I mentioned how the alerting, the banking system, the concepts of fraud detection, image recognition, recommendation system, another important part which every time we are using. I think all of you are familiar, whenever you are purchasing a particular product or you are purchasing a particular ticket, make my trip যখন টিকিট কাটছি কিছু একটা জানি আমরা যেটা কাটছি তার কয়েকদিন পর সেই রিলেটেড অনেক ইনফরমেশন আমার কাছে আসতে থাকে না কোথা থেকে এটা রেকমেন্ড করছে সো big giants, good organizations, they are performing some recommendation thinking and they are recommending some information to us. Whether we will take it or not, that means our data is already captured. Otherwise, how they are sending this information, how they will know. So based on the investors' sentiment, based on the customer's sentiment, they are performing some recommendation of a particular product. Okay, so this is another important part of the image recognition and recommendation systems. As I told you earlier, the driverless car features using deep learning. Another part, how neural network architecture is used, which is highly used in our brain, in our axon dendron, in our synapse, and some sort of threshold values, movement of and the activity of nerves, the same thing is implemented here. Same thing is implemented how using feed-forward network, feed-backward network, several technologies are there. Based on some threshold value, the movement from input layer to output layer within some hidden layer. One thing we have to keep in mind, whether everything is outcome based. Everything is outcome based. So after completion of this, what outcome we are getting, what outcomes are generated. So these are the several techniques and how automatically learn, integrate patterns from the data, making it some unstructured data. Several applications also I have given another application is deep learning in agriculture, how to know the crop damage part. Several expert system has been developed for crop damage, yield reproduction, how to perform the disease detection, soil management, weed detection. So this type of techniques is also used and in agriculture domain, as I told you, nowadays crores of expert systems are available, not only in field of medical diagnosis, in the field of flight control, in the field of agriculture, in the field of VLSI design, in the field of geological survey, everywhere, soil testing. Suppose a plane, anyhow it is the pilot in cockpit out of touch of the base station. What to do? He can take runtime decision from expert system. After opening body in operation theatre, initially doctor suspected something different, but some new features or new thing has been announced. So what to do? He can take some runtime decisions for expert systems. So the system can learn from experiences and give you the perfection. Next, some data science view also, the several applications of data science in scientific method, in visualization, statistical computing. As I told you, today is the age of data. Everywhere we need data, and whenever data are processed, we are getting information. And this information is true for everywhere, we are getting knowledge. So these are the several domains how the data science is applicable. Several, not only in the field of finance, in the healthcare, in face of cyber security, fraud detection, but again I am sharing without any hesitation, nothing is secured in the world, as I told you. You may quote me, you may not quote me. Hacking or cracking is anyone's passion, no one can prevent it. Nothing is equal. The strength of the algorithm depends on how difficult to break, 2 minutes, 2 hours, 2 days or 2 months. It should be. So these are the several applications in all sectors. So these are the keywords, key terms. I heard a question that what job AI will replace, definitely. But again, don't be shaky. আমাদের কিছু বই আমরাই কিন্তু তাকে তৈরি করছি, আমরা সেই মতো করে তৈরি করব, আমরা এমন কিছু তৈরি করে দেব না যেটা আমার জিনিসটি আমি স্টেকে পড়ে যাব, আমি এমন কিছু ভাবে তাকে ইউজ করাবো না, এমন কিছু অ্যালগরিদম ডেভেলপ করব না যেটা আমি তৈরি করতে পারছি না, এমন কিছু ডিস্ট্রাকটিভ ম্যানারে কাজ করব না, আমি তাকে ফ্র্যাঙ্কেনস্টাইন হতে দেব না। But definitely these are several jobs like customer service representative. These are the several examples I have shared, and already, as I told you that Amazon already deployed huge number of robots for their own purposes. All of you have seen, and in several, these are the several areas there is a chance. But again, there are some alternatives. There are some to control this, to monitor this, to perform some simulation algorithms, to perform some scheduling algorithms. We need manpower to operate it. But again I told you, these two fields, it is my own opinion, I don't know that after a few years also the robot can cry, robot will laugh, and robot can perform the empathy, sympathy. But I feel that the domain where there is a human touch, the domain where there is empathy, it is quite difficult to incorporate some sort of simulation, some sort of algorithms to perform everything in binary mode. বাইনারিতে সব কিছু হয় না, তার মাঝেও একটা কনসেপ্ট আছে, সেটা হচ্ছে বাজি। হচ্ছে বা হচ্ছে না, এটা বাইনারি। কিন্তু আমি যদি বলি এই পার্টিকুলার জিনিসটা বিলং করলে ভালো, বিলং না করলে ভালো না, তার মানে যদি এরম হলে বিউটিফুল, এটা না হলে বিউটিফুল নয়, সেটা বাইনারি। নট সো বিউটিফুল, এটা কোন জায়গায় পড়বে? অ্যাজ বিউটিফুল অ্যাজ দিস, এটা কোন জায়গায় পড়বে? ঠিক আছে, তার মাঝেও কিন্তু একটা কনসেপ্ট আছে, সেটা হচ্ছে ফাজি। Few of the limitations definitely we have. প্রথম limitation, I can feel that lack of common sense. We have human cognitives, we have the common sense, the lack of human touch, lack of common sense, these two are the major important part. Lack of creativity is a part, but nowadays we have seen the digital canvas, so much of creativity using ChatGPT, so much of creativity using Gemini. So I may omit this part, lack of creativity, but lack of common sense, lack of human touch, these are some limitations. And last part, already I shared with the story of Frankenstein. Last point, wrong hand caused destruction. Few challenges we do face in case of the computing power, definitely the tolerance power, intuitive thinking and judging power. But again, as I told you, in China we have a internet court where the judges are the robots. Some of the futures, definitely these are some of the futures from medical care treatment. As I mentioned, the mycin, the first expert system for blood infectious disease. Similarly, other expert systems are highly available. They give the right path in a highly simulated manner and open up doors for future explosions. Another part I want to share about Gen AI, the concept I want to better to, instead of going to the slides, it's better if we go to this part. Any sound is there? Audible?
When new content is created by artificial intelligence, it's called generative AI. This could involve generating text and images,
1 second, I am giving from beginning.
videos, music or voices.
1 second, sorry, I am giving from beginning.
What exactly is generative AI? When new content is created by artificial intelligence, it's called generative AI. This could involve generating texts and images, as well as videos, music or voices. To do this, you describe in a chat dialog box what you want the AI to create. This description is called a prompt. The generative AI tools provide answers to all sorts of questions, summarize complex information, and generate diverse ideas quickly. Depending on how they're used, they can create short stories, paintings, pieces of code, or even musical compositions. The foundation for this creation lies in large amounts of data that the AI system accesses to identify patterns and similarities. The content produced by the AI is new. It's often impressive and challenging to distinguish from things humans have made. Generative AI can also be misused. In so-called deepfakes, AI is utilized to produce images or videos that seem real. AI-generated texts are also tough to recognize as machine-made. Moreover, the AI can provide answers that sound correct but are actually incorrect. This is called hallucinating. The quality of what's created depends on both the quality of the data used and the quality of the prompts given. To effectively utilize generative AI, we need to learn how to guide the tools with meaningful prompts and use them thoughtfully. Generative AI holds immense potential and can help us in many ways, such as serving as a writing or learning partner. However, the AI should do the hard work, and humans should be responsible for the facts.
That means some sort of wrong answers, wrong things we may achieve somewhere. I think you have seen this, the cartoon or the animated figure, it is mentioned that. So we have to correct it, we have to judge it, we have to moderate it, and we have to stimulate it. So these are the several applications also in art and design. What is the fundamental concept of difference between AI and generative AI? In generative AI, we are getting the creativity part also, the entertainment part also, the healthcare part also. Generative AI unlocks a new world of creative possibilities, including today's imagination. And some of the motivational poems I have written on generative AI. One, the creator's code, another one is the digital canvas. A canvas blank yet full of potential with algorithm as brush, questionnaires, and machines create but human ignite. A partnership born in endless light. So this digital canvas, the concept of creativity, where just like in canvas we are doing the brush, your algorithm, the flow is your brush and you are doing these things, but again you have to judge it, you have to moderate it. What answers you are getting, you have to judge it actually. And some of the applications, as I told you, that some of the AI drone technologies, I was sharing with you that if there is a drone, so that I could come directly without any condition, they will come soon. And several AI-based drone technology are applicable for aerial surveillance and security. The patrolling sensitive areas where it is not possible for human being to move to patrol, it is not possible the BSF to patrol all the parts of the external territories. So how the drone performing and how the database is maintained and how everything is simulated with the help of sensors. Also in agriculture, how to identify pest, how to identify diseases, and what type of resources will be used, how to perform watering or pesticides or soil testing. This type of things also drones are, drone technology is highly used. Some sort of AI drone technology, the algorithm used for infrastructure such as how to identify bridges and power lines. Drone combined with AI algorithm can streamline this inspection. And the methodology of the drone is used, I will not go in detail, how the RF energy harvesting system and how the drone moves using solar cells and outdoor things. And also in healthcare domain, it is quite difficult to reach some places using some sort of network algorithm has been used like flooding and selective flooding. Based on this algorithm, the drone moves and provides the medical support using some AI-based simulation techniques, using some, I will not mention the terms, but I can share that Estel algorithm and Eostel algorithm and the best first search algorithm. Based on these, drone moves and finally reaches and provides the medicines, vaccines, blood samples to remote place where it's difficult for the people to reach there, hard to reach areas. So these are the several rise of AI drone technologies everywhere. The environmental monitoring, another important part. The environmental conditions as well as quality of water, quality of air, the pollution, how to maintain the wildlife habitats, everything based on these AI-based drone technologies. And AI-based drone adoption, these are some of the challenges we do face using drone. Some regulations and safety purpose. Definitely there are some technical limitations to implement these technologies. Some of the technical hazards are there, but the hazards are almost worked on nowadays. Some of these security policies, privacy policies are also associated with drone. And another important part which is related to our cognitive domain is ethical consideration. Some case it is not ethically right to use drone without giving consent, taking consent from others. To use drone, to know your data, so some sort of cognitive mind is there. Few concepts of cognition I can share. Basically, the word cognitive science or that basically derived from the word cognition, which is a combined effect of sentiment, emotion, several type of thinking, human thought process. এখানে সবাই যেটা ভাবছি সব কি এক নয়, কিভাবে ভাবছি সেটা এক তাও এক নয়। তার frustration, তার eagerness, তার anger, তার joy, and the cognitive science is the intersection of neuroscience, psychology, and linguistics. The intersection of these three important domains, which is our cognitive science, and which is highly controlled by the nature, and how to make a compatibility with this cognitive mind, which is in our mind, and the cognitive science which is embedded in expert system, AI-based system, how to maintain this compatibility. This is the most challenging figure nowadays. So, the intersection between AI and cognitive science, the fundamental concepts and historical perspective, I will cover what will cover in our gray matter. This is the key concept of AI, creation of machine capable of performing tasks, using human intelligence, the learning, reasoning and problem solving, and how to simulate this cognitive science is here. I can show you one, and the term basically used in 20th century, but I can show you one model for AI. Many AI models such as neural network, as I told you, and symbolic reasoning system. The reasoning power, human body we have some reasoning power we are doing. That's why every time, whenever there is a competitive examination, we have to face this some sort of reasoning, mathematical reasoning or logical reasoning, just to know your cognitive brain, just to know your IQ level. And nowadays also another term is associated with the reasoning is the emotional intelligence. So how these both terms are related, and all things related to the main umbrella from the cognitive science, the emotion, the sentiment, the emotional intelligence, everything is under the umbrella of the cognitive science, under the umbrella of the neuroscience, under the umbrella of linguistics, under the umbrella of psychology also, the thought power, and which actually the cognitive science actually mimics the human thought process. This is the cognitive science contribution to AI development, the perceptions mechanism. AI enables better natural intelligence, improve human-computer interaction, how human think, how human behaves, it will be monitored. And another part is prompt engineering. All of we are used to nowadays provide a prompt and we are getting the answers. So how to make a prompt, and there are several approaches of prompt. One approach is zero shot prompt. That means আমি কিছু দিচ্ছি না, কিন্তু আমি এক্সপেক্ট করছি সিস্টেম আমাকে প্রচুর আইডিয়াটা দেবে। আমি কোনো এক্সাম্পল বা কিছু আইডিয়াই তাকে দিচ্ছি না, জিরো শর্ট ফর্ম আমি এক্সপেক্ট করছি আমি পাবো। আরেকটা হচ্ছে ফিউ শর্ট ফর্ম, যেটা হচ্ছে আমি আই গিভিং ফিউ এক্সাম্পলস, বেসড অন দিস এক্সাম্পলস সিমুলেশন করে সিস্টেম আমাকে আরো যা যা এক্সাম্পল পসিবল হতে পারে তার একটা আইডিয়া দেবে। আর আরেকটা হচ্ছে আমি চাইছি সিস্টেম আমাকে এক্সপ্লেন করে দিক টাস্কটাকে ব্রেকআপ করে করে কিভাবে আসছে, রিজনিংটাকে কিভাবে সিস্টেম ব্রেকআপ করে করে আমাকে এক্সপ্লেনেশন করে দিচ্ছে। There are three types of prompts we are providing, and based on this is the fundamental background of the prompt engineering and how the prompt engineering associated with the cognitive science also. And this is the function or prompt engineering, how the prompt engineering and the creating the final product or something like that. It is the process of crafting precise, clear inputs to guide AI models in production accurate. যত প্রম্পটটা আমার যেরকম হবে তার উপর কিন্তু আমার অ্যাকুরেট রেজাল্টটা আসবে। এখানেও আমি যদি একটা প্রম্পট করি ক্লিয়ার কোশ্চেন প্রম্পট তার রেসপেক্টে আমি জিনিসটা জানতে পারবো কিন্তু বাট এট দি সেম টাইম দিস প্রম্পট উইল বি এগেইন জাজড বাই হিউম্যান বিং। And some of the fundamental, I will go in detail of techniques in prompt, but definitely there are some challenges and considerations in prompt creation. Creating effective prompt requires overcoming ambiguity, as I told you, and managing the AI model's interactive capabilities. Some prompts should be much more without any ambiguous, it should be flawless, it should be unambiguous, so that it will be easier to understand, it should balance the generality, avoiding bias and misleading language. And these are some of the prompt engineering AI content, I will not go in detail of this, some of the traits of future potential of prompt engineering, some of the innovations include prompt engineering optimization approach. And finally, I can share one thing, that concept of GI, GenAI, concept of future-based AI, close relationship with AI, drone technology and cognitive science and prompt engineering. Actually, based on human instruction, how it can be performed in a better way. But one thing we have to keep in mind, these systems, whatever the prompt engineering, whatever the GenAI, whatever the machine learning, whatever the artificial intelligence, whatever the deep learning, entire thing is created by human being, which is actually developed by supreme power. So how to use, where to use, in which approach it will be used, key factors associated with us, with you, not with machine. So whatever things and how it will implement based on our own cognitive science, which is embedded in AI, so how we are implementing it, it matters. And we should not use it as a Frankenstein, we should use as our benefit point of view. Thank you. Any question? I take question. Any prompt also? Yes. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
So you said that in a situation where garden is managed by a human being and a robot, so the day it is raining, the robot will still water. So can sensors can also be integrated? Then how would we differentiate between a human gardener and a AI enabled dog?
Okay. First of all, very good question. Okay, this technique is that it is the introductory story I shared to start with the basic how human intelligence incorporated in the system. Actually, definitely there is a sensor, definitely there are some simulation algorithm, transportation algorithm, it can be implemented so robot can do everything like human being. As I told you, now a machine can exhibit all sort of human nature. But to start with the human sense and the machine, I have introduced this to you. Yes, any question? Otherwise, definitely fine. I am happy. And actually, no question is two things. Either you have understood everything or the none one. I hope the first one. Yes, please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I have one question that we already know we almost have reached the limitation of hardware technology. That is, the size of transistor becomes so small that it cannot be further designed to be further smaller. So, is there any hardware challenge to incorporate this AI technology, or it will require some sort of hardware evolution that artificial intelligence technology.
Okay, you want to mean that means the transistor or everything, the miniature part, that means the everything is nowadays miniature mode, how it will be compatible with
This advancement of artificial intelligence technology.
in the advancement of artificial intelligence, not only hardware, we need the sensors and the IoT part, IoT part, and at the same time we need the human perception, human algorithms. Two parts are there. One part is that how to improve our own algorithms, cognitive prompts to incorporate these ideas to the system. And second part is the size of this system so that it will be compatible and movement to other parts. But the first part, no size, nothing is required, but the conception, algorithms, cognitive is required to implement this. But in this part, the hardware definitely is a challenge. Definitely is a challenge. Everywhere, AI itself is a challenge. We are not only calling our own something, I don't use the term, but thing is that anywhere, whenever taking a new technology, definitely it must have some limitations, must face some challenges. Otherwise, if we don't face any challenge, no question of creation of new versions, no question of creation of some new technologies. Otherwise, we have reached in the ultimatum or the world of utopia. So definitely few challenges will be there, definitely few, and that should be overcome. But thing is that in case of the algorithmic part, the conceptual part, what has to be incorporated there is no challenge. How we are incorporating, how we are developing, how we are doing the research, it's up to researchers.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, my question is, we have seen many people are getting expensive packages. So as a newcomer, what will be the steps to get a job in the field of AI, or how to start preparing about it?
Please take your seat. You must have, as a newcomer, you must have a very good future. Since you are in a domain of the new technologies, new arena, very good future. Just keep eyes, ears open. Must have some knowledge, definitely you will shine. Forget about what technology we have, forget about what artificial we have. You definitely, I strongly feel, you have the potential, definitely will take.
এআই কি আমাদের ইনডাইরেক্টলি ম্যানিপুলেট করে?
আমি একটা জাস্ট দেখালাম জেনআই এর পার্টটা যেটা দেখা হয়েছে সেখানে খানিকটা আনসার দেওয়া আছে। আমি ক্লিপিং পেপার চালাতে পারি, ওই ক্লিপিং এর মধ্যে এই আনসারটা দেওয়া আছে যে কিছু কিভাবে ভুল করছে এবং ভুলটাকে কিভাবে আবার রেকটিফাই করে দিতে পারছে। তবে একটা জিনিস যেটা আমরা হয়তো অনেক সময় স্বীকার করি না, চ্যাটজিপিটি কিন্তু স্বীকার করে, অ্যাডমিট করে ভুল করতে।
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Generally ask the question.
Yes.
The limitation about the AI is so that the main 2 points. First is emotion, and second is emotion and sympathy. Second is the creativity.
বাংলা
যদি এই দুটো কোনদিন ভবিষ্যতে এআই জেনারেট করতে পারে, ফিউচার জেনারেট করতে পারে,
করছে এখন ইমোশনাল ইন্টেলিজেন্স একটা এসে গেছে টার্ম।
তাহলে কি
এআইও কাঁদছে, এআইও হাসছে, কিন্তু আমার বক্তব্য বিষয় হচ্ছে আমি যদি এখানে একটা দুঃখের স্টোরি বা আনন্দের স্টোরি সবার সঙ্গে শেয়ার করি, সবার কি একই রকম এক্সপ্রেশন আসে? এই জিনিসটা কি একটা সিস্টেমের মধ্যে, মানে এআই কি খানিকটা ইউনিকনেসের মতো, ওই জিনিসটা হলে এইটা হবে, এটা হলে এরম করবে, কিন্তু এইখানেই কি প্রত্যেকে যদি একটা দুঃখের স্টোরি শেয়ার করি সবার রোবাসনেস কি সেম? সিমিলার একটা আনন্দের জিনিস যদি শেয়ার করি সবার কি এক্সপ্রেশন সেরকম আসবে? সেই জিনিসটা আমার মনে হয় একটু ডিফিকাল্ট। ইমোশন বা হিউমার টাচ যেখানে থাকে সেটা তার পক্ষে করা হয়তো পারবে, না পারা কিছু পারবে, করবে। রিস্ক হয়ে যাবে যদি পারে না, আমি মনে করি খুব রিস্ক হয়ে যাবে, খুব সাংঘাতিক হয়ে যেতে পারে।
করতে পারবো সেক্ষেত্রে ওটা আমাদের পুরোপুরি হিউম্যান বিংকে রিপ্লেস করতে পারবে।
আমার ব্যক্তিগত ওপিনিয়ন যদি হয়, কোট আনকোট না করে বলছি, হিউম্যান বিংকে রিপ্লেস করতে এআই পারা উচিত নয়। এআই যেটা করতে পারে কিছু সিমুলেটেড আনসার, কিছু মডিফাইড ম্যানার, কিছু লুক্রেটিভ ম্যানার, কিছু এফিসিয়েন্ট ওয়েতে কিছু করতে পারে, কিন্তু হিউম্যানের যে ব্রেনটা, একটা কথা, এআই এর পাসওয়ার্ডটা কি? আর আমাদের ইন্টেলিজেন্স কি আর্টিফিশিয়াল না নর্মাল ইন্টেলিজেন্স? ইনবিল্ট ইন্টেলিজেন্স গিভেন বাই সুপ্রিম পাওয়ার, ঠিক আছে? তাহলে আর্টিফিশিয়াল কখনো কি নর্মালটাকে করা পারে? যদি পারে সেটা সাংঘাতিক।
স্যার বলছি যে আমাদের মানে মানুষের যেটা সব থেকে বড় জিনিস হচ্ছে যে বিবেকটা, যে আমরা নিজেদের মধ্যেই যে ভাবনা চিন্তাটা রাখছি, প্রতি মুহূর্তে আলাদা আলাদা ভাবছি, সবার মধ্যে তো নিজস্ব একটা ভাবনা রয়েছে। এখন কি এর মধ্যে সেই ভাবনা চিন্তাটা আছে, বা কি ভবিষ্যতেও কি আসতে পারে?
তার মধ্যে, আমাদের মধ্যে না ওর মধ্যে?
ওর মধ্যে।
এটা আমি খানিকক্ষণ আগের কোশ্চেনে আনসার দেখেছি।
আমরা তো মানে সবাই তো সবার মধ্যে মানে সবাই তো নিজস্ব একটা ভাবনা আছে, আমরা প্রত্যেক এখানে বসে বসে একটা নিজস্ব ভাবনা চিন্তার মধ্যে আছি। এআই কি আমাদের সঙ্গে কথাবার্তা বাদ দিয়েও নিজস্ব মানে নিজে নিজে কিছু একটা ভাবছে?
এটার ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে একটা লার্নিং বলে কথা আছে, যেটা প্রথমে দেখালাম। হ্যাঁ, ওই লার্নিং করতে করতে এবং তার সঙ্গে জেএনএআই বলে একটা কথা আছে, এই দুটো করতে সে অনেক দূর যেতে পারে, কিন্তু সেটা এক্স্যাক্টলি হিউম্যান কম্প্যাটিবিলিটি হবে কিনা, এই জাজমেন্টটা অ্যালান টিউরিং একটা মেশিনে করেছিলেন টেস্ট করতে, কিন্তু সেটা আজ অব্দি ওই টেস্টে ওরকম প্রকৃত আসেনি, তাই তো? অ্যালান টিউরিং প্রথমে চেষ্টা করেছিলেন, একটা মেশিন তৈরি করেছিলেন। অ্যালান টিউরিং ক্যান বি ট্রিটেড অ্যাজ দ্য ফাদার অফ আর্টিফিশিয়াল ইন্টেলিজেন্স। পরে যদিও জন ম্যাকর্থিকে বলা হয়, কিন্তু অ্যালান টিউরিং ফার্স্ট ডেভেলপড দি 5G, এআই বেসিক্যালি 5th জেনারেশন ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ। তা অ্যালান টিউরিং একটা মেশিন তৈরি করেছিলেন, যেটা টিউরিং মেশিন। এই মেশিনটা মানে মানুষ যেটা ভাবছে আর সিস্টেম যেটা ভাবছে, তাদের মধ্যে সিস্টেমের থেকে মানুষটা কতটা ডিস্টিংগুইশেবল, সেইটার মেজারমেন্ট 30% না 20% না 40% না 5%। তা সেই রেসপেক্টে আমি বলছি, তার চিন্তাধারা আর আমরা কি চিন্তাধারা করছি, এবং আমাদের চিন্তাধারা তো আমার ইউনিক না। আমাদের চিন্তাধারা এখানে যদি 60 জন থাকে, 60 জনের 60 রকম, কিন্তু মেশিনের ওই মোমেন্টের চিন্তাধারা কার পার্সপেক্টিভে, কি ইনপুটসের রেসপেক্টে, কিভাবে জেনারেটিভ করেছে, কিভাবে লার্নিং মেকানিজম করেছে, সেই মেজারমেন্টে ডিফিকাল্ট গ্রাফ করা। তার গ্রাফ আমাদের গ্রাফের কম্পারেটিভ স্টাডি করা ডিফিকাল্ট, কারণ সেই গ্রাফটা কম্পারেটিভ স্টাডি কে করবে? তারটা হচ্ছে আর্টিফিশিয়াল, আমাদেরটা ন্যাচারাল। যে করবে সে কোথায়? সে ন্যাচারাল পার্সন করবে, তার তোর বায়াসনেস চলে আসবে। আবার আর্টিফিশিয়াল পার্সন যদি করে, তার একটা বায়াসনেস আসবে। সেটা জাজমেন্টটা কে করবে? এটা আমারও একটা প্রশ্ন। ঠিক আছে, থ্যাংক ইউ। থ্যাংকস টু অর্গানাইজার ফর অর্গানাইজিং সাচ আ ওয়ান্ডারফুল সেশন, সাচ আ ওয়ান্ডারফুল অডিয়েন্স। আমার এই কথাটা 1 ঘন্টা, প্রায় 1.5 ঘন্টা আমি দেখছি, 1.5 ঘন্টা ধরে শোনার জন্য আমি কৃতজ্ঞ, এবং আমি অনেক কিছু শিখলাম, অনেক নতুন প্রশ্ন। এই প্রশ্নগুলো আমার খুব ভালো লাগলো। বিবেক, সত্যি এটা ভাবা যায় না। আমরা বিবেকের কাছে, we are all answerable to all our mental image every time, everywhere. God bless you all. সবাই ভালো থাকবেন।
Join these 2 sessions. We have the renowned speaker here. First and foremost, I would like to offer my sincere pranam to Holy Trial, Thakur Swamiji. And from the core of my heart, I would like to thank our respected Principal Maharaj for his unwavering support. I would like to thank all of our faculty members present over here who are actually responsible for organizing this kind of seminar. And not the least, our students. Actually, they are the architect of this program. From the anchoring to the management of this registration takes, everywhere they are actually managing all these things, and most importantly, you. Without you, this treasure of program can't be organized. And I actually witnessed a lot of questions, lot of knowledge, but one thing I can share with you, that a lot of people are saying that whether this AI is boon or pain, right? We used to write this kind of essay in our school days. Digyan Ashirvad na Obhishap, আমরা লিখতাম। তাই না? সেই কবে থেকে যখন চাকা আবিষ্কার হয়েছে তখন সবাই বলতো চাকা আবিষ্কার আশীর্বাদ না অভিশাপ। এটা বিজ্ঞানের সময় এসছে, তারপরে এসছে আলটিমেটলি কম্পিউটারের সময়। যখন কম্পিউটার এলো মার্কেটে তখন কম্পিউটার ইউজ করা ভালো না খারাপ অনেকে বিরোধিতা করেছিলেন, এখন আবার এআই। তো এখানে দাঁড়িয়ে আমি জাস্ট ছোট করে বলার চেষ্টা করবো যে জায়গাটা, I can share you 12 different ways how I can steal your OTP from your mobile. I have that particular knowledge how. I can say you that according to the MIT, the sir already mentioned that AI is a buzzword really. Everyone is trying to develop or design one AI model, means we have already witnessed the latest AI summit organized by the government of India. That everyone is trying to build AI model and there should be a name AI based then everything. যেগুলো বানানো হচ্ছে সেগুলো কি সবই AI বেসড? AI কি জিনিস? AI করতে কি লাগবে? The logic, the mathematics, the statistics. তা আমরা যারা আজকে AI নিয়ে কথা বলছি, যারা AI ইঞ্জিনিয়ার হবো বলে ভাবছি, how many of we all of we are actually learning the statistics? ঠিক করে কি শিখছি statistics, mathematics শিখছি? সেটা কিন্তু শিখছি না, কিন্তু ভাবছি এটা AI ইঞ্জিনিয়ার হয়ে যাব। The MIT বলছে, according to the MIT, 95% of the industries who are actually using AI, they are getting failed. 95% কোম্পানি যারা AI ইউজ করছে তারা আলটিমেটলি কোনো প্রফিট করতে পারছে না। আমি বলছি না, MIT বলছে, গুগলে সার্চ করলে এক্ষুনি পেয়ে যাবেন। 5% only getting the right thing. Why? কেন? Anyone? The basic things that we are actually missing here. How we are designing the algorithms, I already said. So I already have given you one example, that prompt engineering. We the people also say that don't use ChatGPT, don't use this kind of LLM. And I used to say my student that if you say that don't use ChatGPT, then from tomorrow আমাকে হেঁটে আসতে হবে, গাড়ি নিয়ে আমি আসতে পারবো না, কারণ টেকনোলজি তো ইউজ করে ফেলছি না। কাল থেকে তো আমাকে হেঁটে হেঁটে আসতে হবে, টেকনোলজিতে ইউজ করবো না। গাড়িটা চালানো আশীর্বাদ অভিশাপ। আমি যদি আজকে বেলুড়ের রাস্তা দিয়ে গাড়ি চালিয়ে যদি 10 জনকে চাপা দিয়ে আসি, তাহলে সেটা তো অভিশাপ হয়ে যাবে। তাহলে কি আমি গাড়ি চালাবো না? সবাই কি বলেন? চালাতে হবে তো। কিভাবে গাড়িটা চালাবো? গাড়িতে স্পিডের কাঁটাটা দেখবেন অনেকটা থাকে, 220, 240। কেন থাকে জানেন? একটা ব্রেক আছে বলে। সেই ব্রেকটা হচ্ছে কনফিডেন্স। তাহলে আমরা যখন একটা এআই কে ইউজ করছি, তাহলে এআইটাকে কিভাবে ইউজ করবো স্যার বারবার বলেছেন, সেটা আমাদের উপর ডিপেন্ড করছে। যখন চ্যাটজিপিটিতে আমরা লিখি যে আমার হয়ে এই কোশ্চেনের আনসারটা লিখে দাও, আমার হয়ে এই পার্টিকুলার প্রোগ্রামটা জেনারেট করে দাও, যখন আমরা সেই একটা লিখছি, সেটা আলটিমেটলি আমরা বলি সেই প্রম্পটটাকে আমরা তৈরি করছি। আমরা স্টুডেন্টদের বলছি ইউজ করো না, সত্যি ইউজ করতে হবে না। তাহলে কিভাবে ইউজ করতে হবে? কন্ট্রোলড ওয়েতে। আমরা কম্পিউটার সায়েন্সের ভাষায় বলি যে কোনো প্রোগ্রাম যখন আমরা লিখি তার একটা অ্যালগরিদম লিখি। এই অ্যালগরিদমটা হচ্ছে স্টেপ বাই স্টেপ প্রসিডিওর ফর দ্যাট প্রোগ্রাম। অ্যান্ড হাউ উই আর রাইটিং দ্য অ্যালগরিদম, কিভাবে আমরা অ্যালগরিদমটাকে লিখছি, সেটাই অ্যাকচুয়ালি সেই প্রোগ্রামটার কাঠামোটা তৈরি করে। তাহলে আমরা যখন প্রম্পট দিচ্ছি কোনো এলএলএম কে, আমরা কি সেইভাবে অ্যালগরিদমটা ঠিকঠাক লিখতে পারছি? আমাদের যেটা কম্পিউটার সায়েন্সের যেটা লজিক, টাইম কমপ্লেক্সিটি, স্পেস কমপ্লেক্সিটি, রিসোর্স কনস্ট্রেন্ট, সেগুলোকে মাথায় রাখতে পারছি? আমরা লাস্ট দুটো কথা বলে শেষ করব। আজকে আমরা সবাই সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া ইউজ করছি। উই আর অ্যাকচুয়ালি ইউজিং সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া ডে ইন অ্যান্ড ডে আউট। উই আর অ্যাকচুয়ালি জাস্ট সার্কুলেটিং লট অফ ইনফরমেশন থ্রু সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া অ্যাকাউন্ট। তো একজন ফিমেল সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া অ্যাকাউন্টে জাস্ট ন্যানো ব্যানানা পোকে বলে যে তুমি এক কাজ করো, আমার এই ছবিটা নাও। She shared a picture where she was wearing a full sleeve সালোয়ার কামিজ, গ্রিন কালার। সে বলে যে আমাকে একটা ব্ল্যাক শাড়ির একটা ইমেজ তৈরি করে দাও। এটা খুব ট্রেন্ডিং হয়েছিল। আই থিঙ্ক যারা সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া ইউজ করছে তারা জানে, তারা অনেকেই করেছে, অনেকেই শেয়ার করেছে। তো যখন সেই সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া ন্যানো ব্যানানা প্রো, জেমিনাই ন্যানো ব্যানানা প্রো generate an image where this particular woman is wearing a black shari, sleeveless blouse. The mole is visible on her left hand. তার হাতের এখানে একটা মোল দেখা যাচ্ছে সেই ছবিতে। আমি কি বলেছিলাম, যখন সেই ছবিটা আপলোড করা হয়েছিল তখন তার ফুল স্লিভ কিন্তু জামা ছিল। তাহলে এআই এর বোঝা উচিত নয় যে একটা মোল আমি এখানে এঁকে দিই। The unfortunate thing is that, or maybe the fortunate thing is that, সত্যি সেই ওমেনের লেডিটার বাঁ হাতে একটা মোল ছিল, বাঁ হাতে একটা তিল ছিল। এআই কি করে জানলো? এআই কি করে জানলো? এই যে আমরা কথা বলছি না যে এআই কি আমাদের থেকে ছাপিয়ে বেরিয়ে যাবে, আমরা কিভাবে এআইয়ের সাথে যুদ্ধ করব, লড়বো, কি করে জানলো এআই? বিকজ দ্যাট লেডি and all of us actually sharing lot of information in our social media. They have uploaded lot of images through our Facebook, Twitter, X handle. From there, they are gathering all this information. So this way, we have to thinking that how much information we are sharing. We have to thinking of the privacy by design. Recently, India government already announced the DPDP Act, Digital Personal Data Protection Act, and the new regulated IT Act for the deepfake and the synthetic content generation. আমরা সবসময় একটা synthetic image generate করে ফেসবুককে দিয়ে দিচ্ছি বা অন্য কোনো জায়গায় দিয়ে দিচ্ছি, but the act actually 20th February থেকে চালু হয়ে গেছে, so we can't share this kind of information. আবারও বলছি, টেকনোলজিটা সবসময় ভালো। আজকে এআই আছে, স্যার বলছিলেন, আগের স্পিকার বলছিলেন, so I would also like to thank our first speaker, Mr. সুকমল মাইতি। তো উনি বলছিলেন যেখানে দাঁড়িয়ে যে কোয়ান্টাম কম্পিউটিং এর কথা, কোয়ান্টামের কথা। তো যখন কোয়ান্টাম রোল আউট করবে, আমরা যে ক্রিপ্টোগ্রাফির কথা বলছি, আমরা যে সিকিউরিটির কথা বলছি, সেগুলো কিছুই থাকবে না। আমরা এখন ভাবছি যে এগুলো মনে হচ্ছে গল্প কথা, যেমন এআই আজ থেকে 5 বছর আগে ভাবতাম গল্প কথা, সেটা কিন্তু নয়। আমি লাস্ট যেটা বলে শেষ করব, কেন গল্প কথা নয় বলছি, whatever you are sharing your information through different chatting apps. কি চ্যাটিং অ্যাপ ইউজ করবো আমরা? কি চ্যাটিং অ্যাপ ইউজ করি? সেটা এন্ড টু এন্ড এনক্রিপ্টেড বলি। কারণ পেগাসাসের কথা মনে আছে? কেউ শুনেছেন পেগাসাসের কথা? কি বলুন তো পেগাসাস? স্পাইওয়্যার। একটা যদি মিসড কল দেওয়া হয়, তাহলে আপনার মোবাইলটা হ্যাক হয়ে যাবে। এতই সোজা, মানে ইউ আর আ মিসড কল অ্যাওয়ে। এই পেগাসাস কোথায় কাজ করতো কেউ জানেন? কিভাবে কাজ করে? এনিওয়ান? সব থেকে মনে হয় সব থেকে দামি এবং সফিস্টিকেটেড এবং সিকিউর মোবাইলের নাম কি? আইফোন। তো পেগাসাস ওয়াজ মেড ফর আইফোন। সব থেকে একটু আগেই বললেন এন্ড টু এন্ড এনক্রিপশনের নাম কি? হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ মেসেজিং এনক্রিপশন দেয়। তো পেগাসাস ওয়াজ মেড ফর আইফোন, and through iPhone, if you just give a missed call to the WhatsApp, your WhatsApp will hacked. শুধু তাই নয়, আজকে আপনি যে ইমেজটা আমার সাথে শেয়ার করবেন, আমাকে পাঠালেন এই ইভেন্টের ছবিটা, আমি within couple of seconds আমি দেখে দিতে পারবো আপনি আমাকে অন্য ছবি পাঠিয়েছেন, এই ছবিটা পাঠাননি। তার মানে বলার চেষ্টা করছি, you are before driving into this technology, you have to learn it first. You have to assimilate these things. Don't try to mug off. Thank you so much. Thank you for your presence. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And finally, we are going to formally close the seminar. Formally now, I shall conclude the one-day seminar on impact of AI on human cognitive development funded by DBT Star College scheme. Thank you all. Have a nice day. And small refreshments are available for you all. The certificates and the refreshments will be given in the registration desk. Thank you very much.